The seals have been broken, and the devils are here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our 6th episode?
Yeah, 6th.
6th episode of Chaos Unending, where we take a group of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules, throw it on top of the Warhammer Fantasy rules set, and then we let our adventurers go in and try and figure out what the fuck they're doing here.
What are you doing?
So, you'll have to excuse any technical difficulties we have tonight.
Today we have some brand new tech to have difficulties with, actually.
Yeah, we have so much.
We have new sound gear.
Yeah, we have so much new stuff. You'll notice I'm not on my usual microphone right now. I'm on one of the microphones that usually they have. Now, because of the generosity of all the viewers out there with your subscriptions and your bit donation, bit tips, your cheers, and direct donations, we were able to take that money and we were able to put it towards new clip-on microphones.
That's why I'm also not wearing my neck piece today, so I can kind of show it off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
show off the bling.
Yeah! Mm-hmm. Look, man, no hands!
And now we can lean into each other. We don't have to lean into the microphone to
Pimpin'
whisper.
showing off the fact that as I'm talking about how everyone is being so generous, Darth Pimpin goes ahead and subscribes for the 8th month in a row.
Yeah, bitch. Fuck. Wait, who's on the leaderboard right now for subscriptions?
I don't know. They're gonna have to let us know in the chat.
Okay, do so.
But
Do it.
yes, everybody has some lapel mics, so we're moving on up in the world of legit, professional gear, making it so that our gaming experience can be as clear and crisp and as professional as possible for you guys to consume at home.
Consume. Oh, sorry.
So, again, we'd like to thank everybody out there. Special shout out to Small Grub. I don't know if he's in chat at the moment.
Oh, that is a bit of an issue. Twitch seems to be having a slight hiccup right now, so we would, above and beyond, really appreciate if you guys could tweet out that we're live right now, because for some reason, a lot of people aren't getting notifications, question mark, and even on the mobile app, it wasn't showing that we were live.
Cassandra also might take a picture of my new setup that I've got going on here, because
heck
I
yeah.
got something fucking sexual.
Hey,
as hell.
wait, let's take pictures of each other taking pictures. Ooh.
Alright,
And
hold
I'll-
on. This is gonna
yeah.
be weird for
Oh,
me.
yeah, it's gonna be good.
This is gonna be weird for me because I...
Okay, I'm going to take a picture of Cassandra taking a
Oh,
picture.
yeah!
Hold on, wait.
I
I
can
can-
take a picture of
yup.
him taking
This
the
is
picture.
just weird.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is very weird.
Okay, I'm taking
There
a
we
picture
go.
of Cassandra taking a picture of Pat.
This is weird.
And now I'll take a picture of Pat. So somebody take a picture of me.
I got it.
And then somebody
Yeah,
take a picture of Cassandra taking a picture of me taking a picture of Pat.
I think we're killing this joke.
Yeah, this is kind of uncomfortable.
I think we're
Okay.
running it into the ground
All right.
here.
Hey, no, chat
Oh,
appreciates
bits.
it.
Somebody just gave us bits.
Yes.
You appreciate
Newbie, thank you for the bits.
Thank
Oh.
you.
100 bits for hooray for the next step in streaming equipment. And it's cheers like that actually do. Oren with his tier 2 6 months subscription. Bringing it home with
you.
everybody. Everybody's being awesome nerds tonight.
We'll post those embarrassing, wonderful pictures soon. But I will start off with at least showing off
Send
the
it
new
over
screen.
there. So I have a new setup over here. I ordered it custom back in January. I now have a full-fledged badass wood carry case DM screen combo. It's fucking sick as hell. We'll take pictures of it later, but I wanted it to be a surprise to our players on the night of, so I didn't want to brag about it on social media too much. So anyway, where did we leave off? All right, shit hit the fan.
Oh, don't say that. Linear took something to the gut. It's hurting. All right.
There was vampires.
Oh my god, I didn't get to be a Belmont. All right.
The vampire kind of got taken away into
Yeah.
the night sky.
Yes, there were.
There was weird figures.
let's see here. Chiro, the rules we're using for corruption actually came from the Adventures in Middle-earth Lord of the Rings roleplay game from Cubicle 7, I believe is the name of the company.
Yes.
They are really interesting. I modified them a little bit flavor-wise, how they'll play into this game, but we're pretty much using those systems, and it's a 5e OGL product, so it fits right in with what we're doing. So we last left off, and we'll cover up. Well, not cover up. There's a lot of that going on, apparently.
I'm like, I'm not good at that.
There's we'll cover everything that happened in the last episode after saving that small homestead from the orc invasion. Our intrepid squad of road wardens and their bardic hanger-on decided to...
I'm not a hanger-on. I am a biographer.
He's a
I am
Hildeberry.
a minstrel of tales and story. And
bullshit
song.
artist.
Mm.
Did you bullshit this? All right, get it out now. Focus. So, they had saved a small homestead from a group of rampaging orcs. The Crusade moving through this area seems to have kind of destabilized everything, and the elements that fragmented off from the great chaos host that stormed through the Empire during the Storm of Chaos. That was redundant. Have seemed to have come out of the woodwork to kind of reap the benefits of what had been left behind by this Crusade of the Child. What's up?
We didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh, right. Wow. I just assumed that.
We are no one.
We have nameplates.
We
Yeah.
Hmm.
But for the sake of quick speed, I am Congreve. This is Cassandra. That is Carmen. Shayna. Ryuko.
So many names.
I'm so confused.
And
of
that's Steve.
At least
Oh,
he's not
you're
dead.
not Badger.
And this is Yule Dragon playing our wonderful the characters that are displayed above their heads. And I am your humble dungeon master.
Humble?
I'm very humble. Now listen to the voice of God.
A humble god.
Excuse me, my character's an atheist, so I would.
She
be
can't hear you.
offended. I can't hear anything. Do I roll for?
Chaos doesn't care
People
whether you
claiming
believe in it
to
or
be
not.
gods is kind of a sore subject for me right now.
Yes, with the Crusade of the Child, that is a bit of a triggering situation for
So
you.
speaking of the Crusade of the Child and all of these rogue elements just kind of crashing in, the enemies of man and order in general, snapping at the wounds left behind by the self-inflicted Crusade of the Child. The Empire is in a little bit of disarray. Our road wardens and their esteemed colleague
Hildeberry.
Brandywine ended up in a quaint little town named Fiefeldorf. The way they ended up there was not exactly
Quaint at all.
quaint at all. As they were riding down the road, they found that they were on wanted posters displayed for everyone to see, claiming that Brandybuck is a murderer.
Gasp.
That our Knight of Sigmar is a chaos corrupted
False knight.
cultist.
Your name's next to those words, so close together.
And that
Disgusting.
Lanira was a vile dark elf.
I'm wearing white. I look beautiful.
The
Why
jury's
would they
still out on
say-
that.
Bitch, give me the earring I gave you. No, we're not friends anymore.
No, we're best friends.
They didn't capture my rugged good looks, though, on that poster.
They did a good job. It's they specifically.
The imagery
We're
was
good
My
actually,
mustache isn't nearly as nice.
they were rather spot on, so to speak.
So says God.
So, well,
But she doesn't believe.
Yeah.
well, those wanted posters quickly came into play as they were halted in the middle of their travels to Fiefeldorf by a group calling themselves the Blausblut. That would be blue bloods for your non-German speaking folks. I know there's a few in there, so I didn't have to translate for them, but
That's a good point.
hi Ben, I know you're there now. So they stopped them and they proceeded to claim their bounty. They wanted to see about making sure that they made it to Fiefeldorf. Now, obviously, this rankled the Jimmies of our little group. They did not take kindly to it, even though for bounty hunters stopping you in the middle of the road,
They were kind.
they were rather polite. They never spoke unkindly. And that's when you met Wendell. Because Wendell was being given the opportunity to claim the
Sorry, guys.
it's
I apologize if my coughing has deafened anyone.
yes, try and keep it to a low death. A quiet death.
I'll try to
Stifle it deep down, right?
I'll try to die quietly.
Okay.
On the note of death, this is how many points of death I took last game.
Aha. So they were escorted off to Fiefeldorf after complying. Not to say that there wasn't 40 crossbows aimed at them when they did.
Know when to be cunning?
Yeah. Know when to be fighting, when to be cunning. This was a time to be cunning.
Yeah. If we learned anything from our last fight.
Yes. Wow. Sage wisdom from the weird shaman of the orc tribe.
When you're really like the Black Orc spirit.
Yeah, he was into it.
Yeah.
They proceeded to end up in Fiefeldorf, where they were given more courtesies. Their story was believed, but had to be verified, and then they were asked to stick around, and while they waited, they might give them something to investigate and take up their time. See, the sheriff had some difficulties with one of the local villagers after the Crusade went through and decided to send them along to investigate a kidnapping.
Greta!
Poor Greta was kidnapped.
Oh, Greta.
It was a chicken.
No.
Greta is a victim in
Beautiful
all of
chicken.
this. If anyone is innocent,
It's
Where's
just
my Greta?
a chicken.
Here she is. Look at her.
She was going to be breakfast for somebody.
I love Greta.
Greta's
Greta's
was
my
a
favorite
valuable member of the
character.
community.
the likeness
I know,
of
with-
Greta has been put on Twitter.
I know, with the flowing
Here's
locks.
the wanted poster.
With the flowing,
see?
yes,
You got your hat.
yes, the flowing locks that rival Sigmar's itself. That's like christened a Chickmar. That's how it was described.
You blaspheme before the
I did not blaspheme.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Sure you don't want to become an
I did not blaspheme. That's what they
love
said. They
Greta.
said that the comb and the plumage rivaled the hair of Sigmar.
I think they were talking about Carl, but okay.
Yeah, that was Yosef was discussing also the locks as he had much in his
Surprise
haversack.
ending. Greta is Sigmar reborn.
Was
All right.
Was.
So they investigated the chicken. They found out the chicken was chicken napped from the next door neighbor. The next door neighbor had a very odd handkerchief that he happened to have found just around the time the credit was stolen. They chased that little clue around to where'd you go next? You went to the tavern where you met a wonderful barmaid who decided to let you in on all the town gossip. That led you to playing a nice game of Bloody Royals.
Yes,
with
the bailiff.
With the bailiff.
And I got him blotto after one drink.
Yes, he had a beer, and then he was verschnickered.
Yeah, his success was greater than ours in attempting to socially lubricate answers out of him.
And he proceeded to completely spill everything. The problem was that it was kind of indecipherable at times, so you had to be good about listening. He then proceeded to go down the street, wassailing away.
It was Sally. Yes, he was.
With one drink.
Oh.
No, he drank more. He drank one and then he just went to town. That was it. He fell
Yeah.
off the horse.
Thank you, Ben, for the host. Huh, you say Klingon. I have...
Swivel,
Swivel.
honey,
Oh,
swivel,
here we go. Don't knock
Should I-
into the mic though. Be
yeah,
careful.
the mic is a problem here.
Be
You say
careful.
Klingon.
swivel.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, bitch. We're prepared for tomorrow's sci-fi game.
We
too,
represent
clearly.
here. So, that led you to going and investigating the library. No, actually, then you went and investigated the local baker who had recently
Yeah.
passed.
Yes.
Somebody claimed suicide, but we decided that from
After quick
the
investigation.
situation that it was not the case.
There was too much blood coming out of that house. Seemed very, very suspect.
His house had clearly been rifled through. We were ransacked. We also found a letter that possibly connected heraldry and Wendell talking to someone named Casper, which turns out to be the first name of the baker.
Casper Schmidt.
Yes. And then from there, we ended up going to the retired mathematician from Altdorf.
You checked in with Gephardt, who was a bit of a
Pain in the ass.
obese, corpulent,
Listen, his
know-it-all.
beautiful library was well kept that says something to his person.
He was very helpful, actually, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
He even pulled to the page for
Zwali,
us.
your dwarven scribe that was sent along to make sure you guys did what you said you were going to do and you didn't try and leave town.
Our chaperone.
Your chaperone, essentially.
He's
He
cool.
he even helped grease the wheels on that interaction.
Yes.
You went inside, you checked out, you found out that the fabric had a bit of heraldry on it, and that heraldry was connected to a family called the Hollenbach family, just on the southern parts of Nordland was where they came from. And it turns out that they had been connected with vampirism and necromancy
I'm fine.
about 150 years ago, at least.
But there were resurgences throughout
Yes,
the years.
they call them Hollenbach scares, and they go in and they dig up all the bodies, check the bodies, make sure they're still in there, still staked and down, and then they're like, okay, it's not vampires at least, and then they move on. Well, the suspicions made their way all the way to Fiefeldorf because now you have a piece of Hollenbach attire ripped, as well as the fact that you also had access to knowledge that animals were going missing.
Sorry, my harness just totally popped. I was like,
Do you need help?
So while they were
yeah, you need to try and knot that, double knot it
Like on this? Okay.
to
here.
itself.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
get
do
in
my
there,
best.
as I was saying,
All right. I got you.
as I was saying, while you were investigating the heraldry, you had an unexpected arrival.
One of the higher-ups from the Blue Bloods.
Alan, send it in a private message. I'll check it out later.
God.
Obviously, once the game's
This is what's happening
I would give it a
right
look.
now.
So remember, you're completely and utterly mic'd from during
I know.
this one, so you
I'm so
gotta be
sorry.
very careful about talking
I'm
over each
trying
other.
to help.
I understand. I'm just trying to focus on getting through the intro.
I only single knotted
It
okay.
was during the investigation of the library that an unexpected guest arrived, and it was Lucius von. Was it Lucius or Lucas?
Lucas.
Lucas von
Lucas.
Spire arrived
Lucius sounds nice.
and proceeded to request aid. He knew that his brother was part of a blood cult, which explained all the missing animal, and that they were gathering in the von Spire tomb, which is where they held their bloody rituals, and he wanted you to help to go hunt them down.
And stop them.
He assembled a portion of the Blausblut and armed them with some rather hokey vampire fighting attire. Some of them just had sharpened sticks. And then they walked them over to the Von Spire. Well, our adventurers tagged along, being road wardens and wanting to protect the citizens of the Empire.
Rhaenyra wanted to see a vampire.
They followed them along over to the Von Spire crypt.
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, funny you
A lot.
Funny you should mention that. They get there and they find that Lennart von Spire is laid out on a slab, bleeding out from a neck wound, and standing behind him, well, he was on the ground at first, but he got back up, was a blood dragon, a specific
Master of the
clan,
body.
a specific clan of vampires that focuses on martial prowess is for their reasons, the perfection of the fighting form, and the best way to do that is to be alive as long as possible. So he stepped out in front of the slab, raised the bodies of the dead that surrounded our adventurers and, well, gang of miscreants, raised up the bodies of the Von Spires that lay interred therein.
So we had a whole lot of
Yeah,
skeletons.
vampires are natural necromancers in Warhammer. It's one of my favorite things about them.
You're wonderful, you know.
So he did that, and then combat ensued. There was some fighting. There was some fireballs. There was some attacks where things didn't happen the way they thought they would.
I was just really distracted, and I take that fault as my own.
As you will.
Well, our mage took some damage for the first time.
I know
in
it's
a
the
long
first
time.
time, except
Yes.
for that one time with the bug, but that's different.
That's different, right?
That wasn't combat. That
So-
was a cheap shot.
I couldn't.
But as
protect
quickly
you.
as the combat began,
You'll get better.
as soon as there was a moment of weakness and distraction, from the very rooftop of the crypt descended 6 Strigoi, vampires from another clan, and they attacked the blood dragon. Their long, probing, fanged, tongue-like tentacle things flew out of their mouths, latched onto the blood dragon, weakened him enough so that they could carry him away. But behind them still stood
The skeletons.
skeletons and zombies.
And that's where we
How
left
many
our
are-
heroes.
We
That's where we
totally
left
took
them.
out like a bajillion.
You
like
took out
meteors.
5.
And how many were
You're
there?
in a
Crypt. Of a family that has been in this town for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm. So, top of the turn order was Lanira, because you actually
Yeah.
rolled very well.
Yeah,
on
I
initiative.
hate when that happens. I actually prefer not to be the start.
So we rejoin our heroes as they turn away from this ghastly scene of vampire on vampire violence to find the Blouse Blue frantically, terrified, flailingly defending themselves against skeletons and zombies in various degrees of disrepair as they shamble forward and stab. 3 Blauesblut have already fallen and are currently being eviscerated and chewed upon when
I-
you finally turn around.
I was going to say, you said that all of a sudden we saw some of them just go yurt into the darkness.
Yes, they got yanked away.
How close are all the skeletons and undead around us, or around the table in the center where all this kind of exploded out from? Like, how tightly?
You're
packed
about
is this?
20 feet away from the slab. There are no zombies near this. There are no zombies or skeletons near the slab.
Yeah.
Behind you, if you were looking at the slab, behind you, where you came in, is where they seem to all be funneling in from. There were little hallways with more. If you've ever been into a old style crypt where they just cut holes into the wall, put the body there, and cover them with a cloth. That's the style of crypts that everybody was in, that you were in.
I used last time the tunnels underneath Venice in Last Crusade, where you just see the cubby
Racks.
holes
Racks
Yeah.
on racks on racks.
The cubby
Corpse
holes.
cubbies.
Corpse cubbies.
Corpse cubbies. Yeah.
I mean, people still do that.
Yeah, but
they
it's
have
kind
like
of a-
walls that they put humans in when they die.
And people call
A
me
little
morbid.
bit less bony than the catacombs.
Yeah.
Alright, so when I
So-
turned around, how far is this just explosion of humans
There's
and
a
zombies?
there's a frantic, panicked line of defense. You can see Wendell is cowering behind it on his hands and knees, trying to crawl towards you.
Oh.
Blouse Blut behind him, standing not so valiantly. You're hearing very like kind of screams coming from their throats as they are either defending away or being stabbed by armed skeletons and zombies as they surge forward.
The distance, though.
Well, you're about in the middle of the room, so it's like 20 feet behind you, 20 feet to the slab, and then
Okay.
there's another 10 feet beyond the slab.
Okay.
My cloud of daggers will be absolutely no good here.
Oh God.
You'd probably eviscerate.
Oh my God. We would just give them more bodies.
Okay, so it's Lynira.
All right, Lydia, from like holding on to her gut because she's fucking bleeding out from the stab from earlier, looks to Carmen. And she's like, "We have to stop this before they all get shredded to pieces." And I'm going to try and move forward and then close enough to possibly do burning hands, which is 15 feet,
Okay,
because I could control it.
a 15-foot cone.
Yeah.
Okay,
During where they're funneling out to try and can I get close
at
enough
its maximum
to...
width, you'll probably hit 3. That's a pretty good amount.
Plus, I also have 2 more meteors that are gonna go into
Actually, if you do that, you could probably hit. No, I'll give you 5 because they're kind of too deep at least.
because she's gonna try and like rush forward and just fucking unleash that back wave of flame into where they're funneling out.
Well, you would be hitting the.
Well, no, I'm shaping it.
Okay, well, say your
Oops,
shape
sorry.
then. Say the fire is moving around the targets in front of you.
Listen, the winds pay fucking attention to me. We're friends right now.
Ooh.
All right, we're not fucking around right now.
Okay, Techless.
Actually, the lore master that I learned directly under Teclis. So, just saying.
Just,
Just
several
saying.
degrees removed.
Yeah, shut up. This isn't Kevin Bacon, all right?
Just unzipping her
I am.
elven
My-
dick.
my
of
elven dick
wizardry and
is-
just slapping it on the
Oh.
table.
You're
That's why
able-
it's very loose fit clothing. All right, so blah,
The
blah,
turn of
blah.
phrase.
All right, so deck saving throw.
Okay.
Never mind turning the phrase.
Oh, dex saving throw for zombies.
Yeah,
Don't turn the
Zombies
phrase.
and stuff.
Turn the zombies.
yeah.
I hope you don't miss.
And then this is also.
Oh, full damage on all of them.
Oh, okay. So that's 3d6. Hold on. Doop, doop. I get to use my brand new dice today. I splurged and bought opal dice. They're beautiful and wonderful. So
They're pretty.
3d6 for burning hands, which is crap. So it's 5, 6, 7, and
That's- they're zombies and skeletons.
yeah.
They don't have much health. You vaporize 5 of them.
then. All right. Well, that's great because I still have 2 meteors that are going out,
Okay.
which are.
Dex saving throws again.
Oh, okay. And this is 2d6 per.
So you could probably hit another 3. Because you have to fire them at the same target.
Okay.
They just do the double damage.
Yeah,
so-
it's the splash I was hoping for.
Yeah, hit full damage.
All right, 7 and 8.
Together? 7 and 8 added together?
Mhm.
Or okay, 7 then 8. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
You rolled 2d6, how'd you roll 1? So a 15.
Yes. Sorry. Herp, herp.
So Lynira spins around, steps forward, extends one hand, and fire jumps out in a flamethrower's arc and just incinerates an entire swath of the zombies in front of you. You see the fire
I think so
engulf
hurts.
the zombies and the skeletons as they turn to dust. And then, floating around the tip of her staff, 2 more meteors fly out in another direction and take out another 3, turning them to dust. More screaming ensues because these people are not used to having magic shaped around them like that, and they're really confused as to why they're not on fire. There's actually 3 of them that are on the ground patting themselves out. Because they think you lit them on fire.
Don't be dramatic!
I'm gonna yell at them. Get back!
They're fine. Nothing hit them.
Question.
They're in
is
my
she still
way.
under the effect of my heroism?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Receive
I
another
have all
3.
of that written
Yeah,
down.
you're having a great time with all that health over there.
I need temp HP too. Since
I didn't.
I had
remember
3,
temp HP,
and now
sorry.
whenever it's my turn, I get more.
Can you give me that? Because
I can give you heroism.
Hold on a second.
I think we're gonna be all right. But
I will. Thank you.
Stack of 20 temp HP.
I got 3 already. I have so much HP.
oh my God! Stop rubbing it in, you whore.
Okay, but my only
As
job
the
is
You,
to just
you
be
didn't
beaten.
care at all when
Big
you
brother,
had
it's not a
not
big
been
deal.
hurt. Now suddenly you do.
Everything's cool. No, it's something in chat.
Oh, okay.
So, it was then, I believe, Hildebrand's turn.
Yes, I think.
Well, it went Wilhelm. He's not here right now. Now it's Hildebrand's turn. What? Wilhelm Hollenbach.
Yes. Anyway.
He did introduce himself.
He did. I just didn't get a chance to write
Right.
it down.
So,
I wrote.
I've
sexy
already.
vampire.
Let me see. What can I do here?
Drip, drip.
I'm going to have. Oh, there's not much I really can do
Takes
except go up.
dabbing.
I guess I'll start
Cutting away.
cutting away
Sure.
because I don't think the bullets will do too much good against the skeletons.
What
I was dabbing my bleeding stomach.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's over. Okay, actually, let me see. I will rush over to her.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a quick description of it. What's
I'm on my way. Stay there, right where you are. Please don't set me on fire.
You know I don't do that.
Here.
Don't use
your
a
potion.
potion.
no, he can use it. Well, you also have your spells that you can cast.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
When I
Oh,
see him take out
alright.
the potion, I yell at him.
You can
Yeah.
say that.
But no, don't waste that. We don't need it now. Did you just see what she did?
She's bleeding rather badly.
Well, when it's my turn, I'll fix that.
Does she take? Yeah, you can use an action to administer the healing potion. Do you accept the healing potion?
Don't do it.
She swats it away. No, you will need
You're
that at some
stronger
point.
than this.
Just leaning into like one of the blue bloods and just like leaning into them, bleeding onto them.
Fucking drama.
Then
yeah, take
I will then throw my hands up in consternation, wondering what do I have to do to help somebody, and I will give her bardic inspiration at least then.
Alright. Okay.
And then since I can't do anything,
Yes, you can.
You
You have cure
can.
wounds.
Yeah. It's to the right. I know I organized your cards today, I'm sorry. See?
all right. So then I'll do cure wounds on her with I shall start whistling a little tune, and I will bind.
Okay. Roll to heal. By the way, you can cast that at up to a
No,
level
these
2.
are.
by
Oh yeah,
the
this
way.
Yes.
sorry, you have my color health pool, but it was on my.
Okay, I'll keep it. Well, these are just temp HP, which
Yeah.
is gonna be confusing for you.
I know it is going to
Yeah.
be very. We'll have to use a
Oh,
different
I'm
color
sorry.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only confusing because it was on my
Is anybody
play
using?
area.
Nobody's using reds, right?
No one's using red. I think that's
Yeah.
what we did last time. I fucked up when I put things together today.
Okay. Here's the black ones.
Oh, let me erase from my ring that I used that spell.
Oh, you used burning hands from the ring.
Yep.
You should let. You didn't say that you were using it from the ring when you were casting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a
Would've been
brand
a
new
cool
item.
visual.
So
quick question, and I don't know why this isn't here. It says a D8 plus spellcasting ability modifier. That's not.
It's charisma.
Oh, okay, right. All right, so that's +3. So I will use 2 slots.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh.
So that's 2d8
+6.
+6. Yes. Eight, 14 points.
That's more than I had health. That's beautiful. I am feeling fine. Lena looks up to Hildebrand with this wolfish smile. I'm like, thank you. Looks down at the stained dress.
Make an arcane check.
Okay. Alright. Oh, that's right. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8. I only got a 10.
Would you roll 3?
Yeah.
Wow.
New dice. They don't know me yet.
There was
Yeah.
something was off about what he did should not have worked as well as it did. You're confused. So, we're gonna have Surge of Vampires. Oh, not vampires. Zombies.
Thank you.
Zombies
Excuse?
and skeletons. Zombies and skeletons.
My body is confused. On one hand, it is
I
moist
was-
and ready.
I
and-
was near.
No, that's just the world. Everything is moist here.
Oh man, that's not how you make jerky.
I was near the blood dragon before he got taken away. So
No,
would
that-
I be within range of her to help her?
Well, I kind of dashed away from you.
Oh, well, that
Okay.
was not a good decision.
2 more blouse brute fall to the ground as they are stabbed. The only ones standing are Lucas and
Wendell?
Oh,
And he's
no.
not really
and
standing.
Shade. All the others are either wounded or currently being chewed upon.
Oh dear, they're being gnawed.
And it's your turn?
Now it is Carmen's turn.
So my question is, how do I know if I can shape a spell?
You don't.
Yeah.
I can't.
You
Okay.
don't shape spells.
All right. So then I'm not gonna kill people.
If it says you select the target, then technically it's being shaped. But if it's an area,
Okay.
Oh, you mean your wave motion?
You could
Yes.
possibly
Got it.
get them and bring them to safety
you also
in an
have
area.
you have your turn.
Yeah.
You haven't used that yet either.
Yes. The turn the faithless.
Yep,
It's
undead count
time.
in there.
It's time.
More people die on your watch.
So I'm gonna run up ahead of everyone, and I'm gonna just like spread out my hands, look up to the sky because you said there was like an opening.
There is
in the
yes.
crypt.
The way the Strigoi flew away, it was through a skylight
Okay.
that had been opened a little bit wider through what looked like disrepair.
She
And I'm going-
raised her hands to the sky.
Middle
Now's
of
not the
combat.
time. Go back to where you came from.
Back to where you came from.
And then I use turn the faithless as I pull out my pendant and raise my axe into the sky as though evoking some divine power through the ceiling.
All right.
Okay.
What is
Calling upon the powers of her faith by the holy axe in her hand.
I'm liking Brandy.
All right. What is the save on that?
Please let it be Dex.
No, it's wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah.
Ow.
Did I?
Are they clever?
No.
No,
Okay.
I didn't say they were clever.
Who ever heard of a clever zombie?
They're very wise in their old age.
of the of the dozen zombies / skeletons still standing, 7 of them turn and flee.
Good.
As they're running away, though, It's almost as if the necromantic power that was holding them standing is disconnected and they fall and crumble to the floor.
She smoked them, and they fell to dust.
I look at Namira and Brad. I'm like,
push him back.
That's never happened before.
No, it's good, it's good.
It's good? That's never happened before.
Lanira's turn.
It seems like they're connected to this place. If we can push back, how many left?
There's 5 left. There's 7 of them are in. There's 5. They're kind of scattered though, because the effect kind of hit scattered throughout, and they all threw their arms up and they started to walk away, and as they were walking away, like a leg would break off, or they would just stumble forward and just slam into the floor, becoming a pile of dust and bones, brittle scattering across the floor.
I wish there was a way for us to get them together. You guys try and get Wendell. She's gonna go try and get Lucas and try and bring them away from the danger.
Okay, so you're walking over to Lucas. You're getting into range of Lucas.
Yeah, to try and we need answers. I can't let this guy die yet. Absolutely not.
Okay. When you get to him, you find that he wasn't standing in a fancy fencing pose. He's holding a very deep gut wound with his sword in hand. Shad is right next to him, and Wendell is holding his leg.
Oh dear.
All right, Wendell, go back to Carmen now.
On their turn, he just looks up at you.
Now.
I didn't want to be here.
Get over here, Wendell.
On their turn.
Yeah.
It is, I believe, Hildebrand's turn. What are you doing there, Birkenstock?
Throw down the book!
Alright, so how many of them are left?
5. 2 with some flesh on the bones. 3 of them are skeletons clad in drooping chainmail and dusty old Swan Spire tabards and rags. If they had eyes, they couldn't see. You'd think they wouldn't be able to see because the chainmail covers most of their face because it has nothing to sit on properly, so it just kind of covers their skeletal mouths just hanging open underneath the chainmail coifs.
What a shame to be used like this in death.
Yes.
Put them out of their misery.
I will try to attack one of the zombies. Well, actually,
Nearest?
Do you have your extra attack yet? You get that at 6.
She has it
he
first.
gets one as well.
Oh, really?
yes.
All right.
I have it. If I have it, I have an extra attack if I use my pistols.
That's what I was thinking of. Okay.
But jumping into combat with his pistols, it in melee combat at least gives him disadvantage.
Yeah.
So out comes the elven rapier.
The room lights up with a pale blue shimmer as the moonblade is released from its scabbard.
Renauld, guide my hand. Have at thee. Oops, I'm sorry.
That was the
Just feeling the moment.
Feeling the moment, doing the deal. Aha!
Oh, again.
Ooh,
10?
It's a zombie. Yes, it hits.
I like the cadence.
Its idea of defense is to look at it.
7.
A 7? You thrust forward, impaling its throat with your blade, and with a flick of the wrist, the head rolls off the shoulders, leaving behind a very clean cut across the desiccated flesh as the body kind of shambles forward a step and then crumbles to your feet.
That's one way to do it.
As you go to blow off whatever was on the end of the blade, you do notice that it's spotless.
Well, that's nice.
Their turns. See the zombies on a 15. Aha! Chad steps forward, deflects two swings, laborious, arcing, lazy swings from these corpses animated. Flicks them away, but the other two sneak around his side as he's only able to defend so much. And Lucas raises the sword to defend against his, but his arm drops as the wound in his side causes him to tense up, and he can't bring his arm up high enough. The blade comes down and cuts into his shoulder blade, doing...
Oh, the zombies have blades too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean, they're not just boxing us.
No, they're not clawing type zombies. They're actually equipped. They were buried with weapons.
Well, that was smart.
They were nobles.
He falls to the floor, bleeding out. Wendell holding him. Oh God, no! Wendell starts dragging him away from the combat.
Oh, now Wendell does something.
Well, it's their turn now. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Anything that comes close, he's swinging I mean, it might as well be a letter opener of a dagger.
God.
It's all he has in his hand. He had already dropped and run away from his
This
gear
is
when they first
hard.
showed up.
Life is hard, okay? Wendell's had a hard go at everything.
And then it is Carmen's turn.
So I'm gonna go over to Wendell
Mhm.
and what was his name?
Lucas.
Lucas.
Yes.
Wendell, his one of his hands, like he's not paying attention. He's trying to put pressure on the wound, but you can see his hands actually in Lucas,
Oh my god.
in the cut, and he's been dragging him by the wound
Oh my god.
because he's trying to defend
Oh god. I'm like,
the zombies
oh
away
God, oh my God.
in
I'm like,
the chaos of combat.
Wendell.
This is-
So I run up to them and I kind of kneel in front of them to like block what's coming. And I'm like, Wendell, stop it. Just go back. Go back.
I don't know where to go.
Just-
I'm not leaving him.
I will take care of him. It's not good if you get hurt too.
You
Probably
actually
stay
see
close to
for a
him, yeah.
moment, looking into his eyes, you can see where the family gets that badger stance from. He's not, he may be terrified, but in his fear, you know that he's not giving up, and he's still protecting somebody that he sees as his friend.
Oh, my heart. Anyway, all right, fine.
All right,
just
heart down, let's
just
go.
stay behind me, okay?
He's just, anything that comes near, he swings at
Oh
with
my
his,
god. Oh my
his
god.
boot dagger.
Guys, someone stop him. I need to take care of Lucas. And that's when I kind of like try and like drag Lucas up by his shoulders because I'm not going to put my hand in his
Valiantly,
wounds.
the brave Carmen went and,
Pull him up. I'm
rescued
leaning next
the
to him.
hapless victims of the zombies.
Says this.
Listen, stop writing and start helping. And as I do that,
It's a very
You have a hand for a pen, you have a hand for a rapier.
so like,
that's what I've been doing.
Anyway,
yeah, so I pull him up so he's like in a sitting pose, and I'm gonna, you know, put my hands around him and give him lay on hands with my hands on his, one hand is on the wound, but not in it,
no,
on it.
I understood. I understood.
on the wounds, and the other hand is gonna be on his face to try and like uplift him with this healing power. I'm gonna
Okay.
give him 10, because
Alright.
we need him to live.
He
Don't
gives
let
a-
him die.
I will do my best.
You hear a moan.
A seemingly
Escape
heavenly
his
glow
lips.
filled
Not
the crypt.
while the narrator
Oh,
is
sorry.
narrating.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
his turn.
I trump your narrator position with my narrator position.
Sorry.
We have priority.
I'm the narrator in the
Yes, I
Bard's
know
Tale.
already. Get on with it.
Okay. Oh, and I
Now
get
you're not
3 more
narrating, you're
temporary
nudging.
HP.
Oh man.
Yep.
You hear a moan, not a moan, a groan escape his lips as he seems to come back to consciousness for a few moments. Oh, by Sigma, thank you. And now it's Laniera's turn.
She kind of like scuttles back to the group and kind of takes his place standing in front of them
Your
with
backs are
Carmen.
to the slab at this point.
Yeah, which is fine. How far? What kind of space we got here?
You're in a 50-foot round sepulcher chamber.
Are they closing in on us?
Yes.
How far?
Yeah, they're about 10 to 20 feet away.
That's all I
They
need
haven't
to know.
gotten
Okay.
that far.
All right. So she smashes her staff down once she gets close to them and is like going to try and cast a thunder wave. So you guys need to roll for Constitution.
You guys.
All of them, please. It's
There
a.
were 4 left because Hildebrand did his thing. Roll damage.
Oh, nice. They also get pushed.
If they failed, you do half damage if they did not.
Okay.
Yeah, so you still have to roll damage every time you cast that spell. I'll just let you know.
If
what
you
happens.
might push them away out of the range of what binds them to this
One can hope.
world.
I totally picked the wrong one. So it's 3, 4.
What
I think
what die do you use?
Hold on.
So is it D8s or D10s?
I grabbed the wrong one.
Those are D10s.
Yeah. That
You also have bardic
happens.
inspiration, remember?
Happens to me. Before, because I have new dice, I ended up rolling a D12 accidentally with the D20s. So, it happens.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a bit of a derp.
And my D20s specifically set.
I feel like
Connery has new dice today too.
Yes, they do.
I feel
I
like
got a
I'd get
set of metal
confused.
dice.
Yeah, I have like a lot.
If I had anything but solid colors, I would just get confused by my dice.
They're hefty. They roll really well. They don't go far. They roll where you want them.
Okay, so 8, 11.
11 damage, so that would be
That's
cut in
also
half
a
to
D10.
6.
What?
That's a D10.
Son of a bitch! Hold on. I put them in the wrong. Did I put them in the wrong order today? I did.
She has them all organized.
I did. All right,
There you
so
go.
it's an 8 and a 3.
Okay.
Sorry.
So an 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Halved to 6
Mhm.
as the shockwave washes over them. One of them, you actually see the bones vibrate apart and tumble to the floor behind the rest, whereas the others, you can see the shockwave tearing at their clothing and chattering, and you see teeth falling out and extraneous bones flying away and hunks of flesh just falling off the bone itself from the ones that are still flesh covered. A 3 still stands. Hildebrand, what is your turn?
I will close with another one.
Okay.
Have at you! And that would be a 17.
For that 17, thank you. What's name? Can't see.
17 to hit?
17 to hit.
Well, yeah, that definitely hits. Road, thank you for the 5th month in a row. Tier 1 sub. Horns for the friend.
8 points.
Another one. You see Hildebrand lunge deftly,
Ha ha!
and his blade actually makes a quick 3-way flick. And you see the arm at the shoulders and at the neck. And one arm falls off, the other arm falls off, and then it drops to its knees, and the head rolls off the shoulders and tumbles to his feet. The pale blue light flickering and dancing off the walls as he pays his murderous trade. Because he's a murderer. They said it on the pamphlets.
No!
Birkenstock is a murderer.
It doesn't count if they're already dead.
Next.
I called double jeopardy. They were already murdered, so I can't murder them again.
All right, Bandersnatch's turn is over.
Hey,
The two remaining undead shamble forward. Wait a second. How many turns is? Oh, put it up. They shamble forward to go lunge at Shad. Shad backing up, maintaining as much of a defense as possible. But you see the sick, dark, dim light that was keeping them active just fades away, and their bodies fall limp to the floor. Rigor mortis almost taking effect instantly as they actually stiffen up halfway to the floor and slam like cordwood dropped on slab stone. And you are left with the silence
of a crypt.
as quiet as the grave, I was going to say. But no, the bard thinks he can narrate better than the fucking narrator.
Well, you were looking right at me as if I was supposed to say something.
It's my job to look at you. I'm the DM. Listen to the cup.
Suddenly,
Metal
the
knot.
narrator had a conniption.
Meddle not in the affairs of dungeon masters, for your character sheets are paper and make for good confetti.
Still has the sticker on the bottom.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Well, look at that.
So it
Okay.
does. All right.
I'm gonna prop Lucas up against a wall or something so I don't have to hold him anymore.
Well, the nearest thing that you could prop him up against is actually the slab where his brother is currently bleeding
Oh,
out.
that seems cruel.
Is his brother still alive?
We gotta
You can
check
go
that.
check?
Yeah.
Make medicine checks for those who are checking.
While they're checking, would Lanira know how that, like, the
What
lore
body?
that it's not?
Oh
Make
my
an arcane
god.
check.
Yes, thank you. You know what I was trying to do.
Alright, I will
I was having
try.
Herp derp.
I don't. Okay.
I never went to medical school,
I got it.
obviously.
A 13. I mean, I've seen battle,
She's done much better than
but I haven't seen vampire wounds.
He's on the brink.
Oh no. I wish I could do something.
Wow. She came out of that slug and has never been the same since.
What did Linear get?
16.
Okay, what's the piece of lore you were looking for?
Specifically, does she know that if it's trash that humans think if you're oh, that's so cute. Sorry, our
She had
stream
jumped
cats.
up there.
I
went to grab my book and I was like, "What's on my book?"
why is this fuzzy and warm?
And I found out that I have a stream cat, literally sitting on the little table I set up underneath.
Adorable, and I'm not surprised.
Well,
but
you
I'm
know,
happy.
she needs
Oh,
a seat.
I've got space
Did you give her a
to
seat?
place
I did.
things.
Oh, okay.
I put
she's
her.
just...
I put her chair
Yes.
under there.
Oh, I see.
I'm so happy that you were.
Eat it, old man.
All right.
All right.
Specifically trying to figure out, is it a trash superstition that humans think vampires get by being bitten, /
Is it
yeah.
The 16? You know that there are two divergent theories. One, that the bite will form a ghoul should you not treat it in time. The other prevalent theory is the 3-bite deal, which is kind of a ritual sequence where one bite creates a ghoul, the next bite creates a spawn, the final bite creates a full-fledged vampire. There's a belief that you must drain the person entirely and then fill them with the blood divine of the clan. But there's no. It's not like you were able to actually look at Nagash's notes.
That's fine. Lanira, while they're kind of tending to him, she's looking at his body. We need to check his body. See if there are any other wounds similar. Yes, to heal him. Make sure
Were
he's.
you healing?
I was going
so,
to-
while you were thinking about
what-
that, what is?
Well, I could also. Would you say vampirism is a disease?
diseases, for that rule to affect, it's mundane diseases.
That's right. Not yeah. We
It
went
does
over this
not
earlier.
count. This is where the darkness of Warhammer kind of jumps in. Rules
Well-
is written, it technically can fight any disease.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
For the Warhammer universe, it would be only mundane
I'm
diseases.
not very knowledgeable about vampirism.
But
But
if you
there's no harm bringing him back.
Make sure. Yeah, obviously.
Okay, I'm gonna
Perhaps
search his
if you
body.
perhaps if you were to use your purifying faith.
That's
what
what
she
we
was
were
about
just
to do.
talking about.
Ah.
All
All right then.
right, so I'm gonna lift him up and kind of like take a look at him, see if there are other wounds on his
Nope.
body. Okay. So I'm gonna put him back down gently.
Wait, what did who got the highest on the medicine check? You got a 13 on your
Yeah.
medicine check, right?
Yeah.
The bite, as you examined it, the bite was rather gentle. There was no struggle. No tissue was torn away. It was just, you see the teeth where they went in, and then that's it.
You see, I was looking
I
at his
hesitate.
arm, so I missed all of that.
I
I rolled a
hesitate.
1, so I was looking
He's
at
been
his
bit by a
arm.
vampire. Starts taking off
I'm
his pants.
gonna look back at Lucas. What's Lucas doing right now?
Lucas is sitting there staring at you.
Look at Lucas and like, I think your brother wanted this.
He just shakes his head. And save him, please. If it's within your wisdom and power, please save him. This is all my fault.
I can try to bring him back, but if he's infected by whatever did this, and if he wanted it,
I don't care.
you want to see him like that?
We need answers. You
I-
can't.
Please.
Okay. So I kind of turn away from him, and I will place one hand on his neck and one hand on his chest.
You're lucky because you made the death save to avoid death just now.
That's good.
Well, isn't that convenient?
Very convenient.
Well, you guys were talking a little bit. so
Yeah, you
our
guys
final
are like
death
trying
save-
to. I was gonna heal him. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna give him 10 points,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna like immediately just like look at his eyes or like try and see any movement. I'm gonna watch very intently.
The soft glow of Sigmar's faith and power passes from your hands into his. See the blood flow ceases from the wounds at his neck. Starts blinking up his eyes. What's going on? Where am I? Lucas, where are you?
I'm gonna like sidestep so he can look and see his brother.
And he just has a look of confusion on his face. Lucas, holding his side, it's still sore. You heal. You stopped the threat of death, but you didn't stop the pain. He stands up and he walks over and he says, "I'm so sorry, brother. I didn't mean for it to happen this way. I'm so sorry." And see in the grogginess, I don't understand what happened. We were just having a drink in the parlor.
Oh.
He says, we must get him to the temple where we can dress all of our wounds. I promise to explain once we're all there. And he turns to you and he says, you can see the pain on his face as he tries to summon the nobility and the pride to stand up straight as a noble should. And he looks you dead in the eyes. I put myself at the mercy of Sigmar.
Who
I
says
need
that?
you to-
Lucas or?
Lucas. But I need you to help me get my brother to. I swear all will be explained. This is too much for me to bear anymore. Please.
No one else will be there.
There's no one left at the temple. They all fell in.
Okay. Well, that is a safer space. But you didn't tell us everything before we
I
came.
promise I will explain everything. I can't disgrace my family by being in this holy place any longer. It's been defiled the way it has. Just help me now.
Let's check also on the other blue bloods.
Yeah, Wendell and the.
How is Wendell's leg?
Something.
Oh, when I said Wendell was holding his leg, I meant he was like holding on to Shad's leg.
Save me.
Yeah.
Oh, he
no,
was
being
he
dramatic.
was being the girl in the Rosetta posters.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the tits to match.
Oh,
I
Lord.
look over to them. I'm like, "Can you walk?" Looking at Wendell. And
Wendell,
Shad.
he's actually already walked over to where Lucas is standing. He says,
Okay.
I'll help the master.
Let's make our way back to the temple. Where's
What about the other
Diwali?
blue bloods? Did any of them
Wally
live?
didn't come with
He
you.
didn't come
Wally
with us.
stayed
He
at
was
the
in the library.
They're all dead.
We should.
They're all checking around. You when you finally get to looking after them, you found that in the time that you were examining the one that was bitten, make sure that there were no more signs of corruption, and saving the two Von Spires, they themselves had passed from various degrees of grievous wounds, stabs, thrusts. One person with their throat clawed out or bitten out, you can't tell. All of them lying lifeless behind you at the entrance to the crypt. Scattered around them, the remains of the Von Spires. Kind of a grim blanket lying over their bodies.
As we're walking, I just look at Lucas and then gesture over toward all the bodies. Their blood is on your hands.
I know, that's why I put myself in your hands.
I think we should all go to that temple, and I have.
Yeah, we're going.
No, I want to make sure that Wendell and keep trying to say Shade.
Shot. It is shot.
Okay, thank you. Okay, coming with us, and she looks to Wendell and is like, "You could have done worse in the situation that you were in. You did well."
I guess so. This is just more people leaving. They were my friends.
But now you're all the stronger to protect your friends that you make in the future.
He shoulders Lucas onto him a little bit more, and he says,
Hey, maybe one day. I'm sorry.
he just starts walking out of the crypt.
Is there something perhaps that we need to do to make sure that these poor souls don't come back corrupted as the undead?
I believe that
You rolled high enough on your arcane to know that zombies are not spread by bites and stuff. Well, you don't know this. You know this.
Right, that's
Zombies are not spread by bites and infections.
It was that power that was coursing through
It's
them.
necromantic power raising them.
All right, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, absolutely. I understand the concern, but I think it was more the power that was coursing through their bodies that kept them standing. It'll be fine. Obviously, someone's got to clean this up, and it's not us. But we have more pressing situations.
Well, when they're feeling better, I'm sure they'll want to come back and bury their dead in a more respectable way. But for now, we should
Let us get
tend
to
to
this
the
temple
immediate
then.
danger.
Make sure everyone gets patched up. I
And
agree wholeheartedly.
we can
should
come
go.
back tomorrow, assuming we're not thrown in jail.
One thing at a time. Let's just get going.
So,
Right.
you make your way to the temple in the darkness. You can see faces in windows, holding candles, peering out through doors. The commotion was heard. It's not every day you hear vampires fighting and undead moans coming from the...
Is there a moon that we can see by?
Yes, both of them are out.
Both moons.
Both moons.
You also have your globe.
I do.
Yeah.
The true moon hangs crescent, and Moore's Eve is waning. Let's see here. Oh, sorry about that. See, I need my discipline tonight.
We'll get you one eventually, right?
That's our next. We only bought 3 for the.
Yeah, we actually Twitch doesn't pay directly the moment that we get it.
Yeah,
So
it takes like several months.
Yeah, so the what we made in February, which was a fantastic month. Thank you everybody for your support. That's not going to show up until like April.
Okay, look straight forward at Carmen.
Why for?
You have a demon eye, like, because when you wear glasses, you get the reflection of the ring light in it, and it's only in one eye, so you get the demon eye.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I want to picture
Anyway.
of it.
So you can go ahead and share that. Oh, Master Allen's birthday's in April. Well, we shall have a happy birthday for you when that rolls around. By the way, if anybody's
Is it
birthdays
on a
are
Friday
around, let us
or
know.
a
We'll say happy
Saturday?
birthday to you guys.
Perhaps we shall even sing of it.
He'll sing
He'll
you
sing.
a beautiful ballad.
Anyway,
We get to the
on
temple.
your way to the temple, you see all the people staring out. It's not a moonless night, so there is enough to see by to make your way to the temple. Temple stands unlit. No candle in window, no candelabra inside, no one standing guard.
It was abandoned, correct?
Yes.
Then I will unsheath my rapier and
Let the light. Moving inside, you see that Carmen, make a wisdom check.
I remove my hat.
Oh, 20. Not natural though, but still
Close
20.
enough,
Yeah,
bitch.
20.
Saw
You
that.
know-
I'm so observant.
Everyone else walks in and sees a chapel that looks almost as though it had been just left in a hurry. You know that every single relic and holy location, the stations of the hammer, the pictorial story of Sigmar's rise to power and to godhood, are gone. Ripped from the walls. You can see the bolt holes where they ripped the usually bronze or gold plates from the walls. You see that the sconces that are normally shaped to look like Galmaraz are gone. Candle holders are broken in half at the wood, just ripped off the top, as if they didn't even take time to actually unscrew it from its holding. They just snapped the stand in half and carried it out with them. You are particularly disappointed what has been done to the altar and shrine behind it. They've painted Carl is the way. Sigmar stands tall.
Immediately look at Lucas. What happened here? Even though she knows what happened, but she's just pissed.
holding his side as he's placed down in one of the pews that's still upright. He sits and he looks up at you and he says, I have many crimes to answer for, but I had nothing to do with this. This was the Crusade. They came in. From what I heard, the boy spoke. Any who heard him either turned to his side were quickly beaten by those around him, speaking ill.
You mean to say that there are some who were around the boy that were possibly dissonant in what he was feeding them?
One acolyte was beaten to death because he dared challenge our priest.
And did your priest leave with the crusade?
Yes, Father Lindum fell in with them, declared himself part of the congregation, and off they went. They took everything that they could. Something, I would say they took whatever wasn't nailed down, but they even made sure of that. Hold on one second. We have outdoor cats. I'll make sure the outdoor cats are.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, and by the way, Ben, I would not be able to write and then put out this adventure because technically this is based heavily off of an already existing adventure from 2004, something along those lines, from Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 2nd Edition.
There's the spookster.
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. So Lanira kind of sits on one of the backs of the pews and kind of kicks her legs up onto the seat, kind of like leans in, looking around. Just the ravenous, just zealot mindset of these people is impressive, but I'm so intrigued by the idea that somebody was immune to the effect of this mutation.
I wish we could figure out what that immunity is. We've heard rumors of it, but never have we heard a first-hand account.
Exactly, which means there is some hope, but if we could figure out, because what are we going to do when we finally catch up? Ideally, we're trying to catch up with this crusade to what? Are we going to kill this kid? He's going to be surrounded by leagues and leagues of people.
We need to
The
find
only
a way.
one. Actually, we did meet somebody who could resist the abbess.
Oh, she's long dead by now.
But there still is an example of it.
Perhaps if one's faith is strong enough. But priests are being corrupted.
I don't think it has to do with faith. I mean, we can only hope that strength of mind and character is enough, but that's not much. I think if we have some kind of,
Wait. Do you remember what we were told when we were at the temple? What we found out when we were at the temple about the whole business about that the boy was not of Sigmar, but of someone else. Perhaps these people were able to see through that somehow and see him for what he truly is.
I think we need to
Make insight checks.
Alright, listen with me, new dice. I'm gonna give you more opportunities to not fail me, and I know that you're new, you're scared here.
16.
Oh shit!
Yep.
Find out what linear we get.
7.
Can't join our club.
Oh my god, you guys are horrible
dawns
anyway.
It dawns on Carmen and Hildebrand almost simultaneously that Osric, the witch hunter, and the priestess Shalia, the high abbess,
Who was in the cage?
the true abbess,
True, Abbess.
were the ones that seemed to have resisted. They all claim to have been in close proximity with Carl. But they seemed unaffected.
What is the common link?
You see, he Lucas sits up. Shad and Wendell are actually seeing to making sure that Leonard is comfortable. They've wiped off what they can from the altar, you did notice that both Wendell and Shad, before they put him up there, gave a quick thanks before they laid him on the altar. Lucas stands up and says, well, I do believe the time has come for me to answer this entire mess.
Should we perhaps get the steward so he hears this?
It's past curfew. I don't want to.
He shakes his head. Shad, would you please go down the road, get him? And he looks. He like points to Leonard for a second, like Nyeh. And Lucas turns to the three of you. You were the ones that cared for my brother. Would he be stable enough if just Wendell looked after him and Shad went to go get the steward?
Perhaps you could get the steward, just in case you have any information Shad could fill in. I wouldn't want to not have eyes on you.
I'm not going anywhere. Shad's going.
I know that's the thing. Like, was he not the steward that we had questions about?
No. Oh, the steward that you're going to go get?
No.
Lauer is the guy that you want to go get. Shad is just a member of the Blausblut.
Oh, I thought he was the
No.
assistant.
No, Shad was the
I got
guy.
confused. We're
Shad
good.
was the douchebag in the middle of the street.
Yeah. That we don't know about. You've seen him. We have not.
The assistant bailiff
Yeah.
was the guy that you were told about. Schnee.
Schnee.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. That's chill, bro.
So would you so
Yeah.
that in mind, Shad, he still asks, is my brother well enough to be looked after by Wendell? Make sure he's comfortable so
I
that
don't
he can
think
be
there's much we
bandaged.
could be doing right
I mean,
now.
I'll look him over again.
Okay.
Um,
Shad nods.
did they
Picks
tie up
his-
the wound at all?
They've been tending to him.
Okay, so
Wendell's been doing it as well. If you want to help, make a
I
medicine
want to
check.
feel his pulse.
Make a medicine check.
Yeah.
Shad
See how
picks
strong
up his
it
hat
is.
off of
Oh, I rolled
off of
shit.
one of the broken stabs where a candelabra once stood. Runs out and throws his hat on once he's out the door and makes his way down. You can hear his feet crushing the road as he runs.
I rolled a 3.
How's he doing?
I can't feel a pulse.
You're holding his boot.
Lanier kind of scurries over to kind of
Wait,
look
what
him
did you
over.
roll?
A 3?
Oh yeah.
You're holding his boot. I don't think that has a pulse.
Sorry, I'm just. It's.
You're distracted, I know.
I mean,
In a momentary
look at the
haze.
altar.
She mistakenly grabbed his boot to fill
Don't
a
tell
pulse.
people about that.
I'm gonna take that away from
Scratchy.
Redacted.
and rip out the page.
Lanier kind of peering over, seeing that she's like, you can't feel a pulse. And she kind of wants to look him over. Obviously, Lanier is looking for any concerning symptoms of
Make an
undeath.
arcane check.
Yes. Her priorities are possibly askew.
Aha.
15?
Mic discipline. I'm covering the mic as I'm coughing.
Oh,
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, but everything that Cassandra said was probably drowned out by the as you put your hand over the microphone.
Fair enough. It was a 15, I think.
All you gotta do is this. Just put your hand over it like that. That's all.
I gotta remember where I mic myself. I don't
Yes.
even. It's up here, right?
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay. 15?
15.
Yeah.
No signs.
Okay. I think he's doing all right. I mean, as well as you could be expected. But if you're stabilizing his breathing, he's quite alive still. It's all right. It's just he's gonna
Yes.
need some time to recover.
You can see Wendell has been he took a bowl, a wooden bowl that was left behind, filled with water from a canteen, and he's been soaking rags and placing them
Cleaning him up.
and or wrapping wounds on. Well, it's not really other wounds. He's wrapping Lucas right now. Leonard is
Drained.
yeah.
Well, blood loss.
Yeah, he seems to be affected by blood loss and maybe something else.
Maybe
But
we
you're
should
not
give
sure.
him water.
Leonard kind of looks over to him. He said the last thing he remembers was having a drink.
In the parlor.
He may be under the influence. Maybe he was drugged.
Lucas holds his hand up as he overhears you and he says,
Oh, please
I-
do tell.
once Lauer arrives,
Oh,
I will explain myself in due course.
very well. Then at least can you tell us if there's anything we can do to make your brother more coherent?
If the effects of the draft are still coursing through him, it should be another 5 or 6 hours before he is fully aware of his surroundings.
Very well. At least now we know the state of him. We can keep a better eye on why he's as out of it as he is.
The lay on hands wouldn't have affected that?
No, he told me no.
No, that was for undead.
No, that was
Yeah.
you can either spend it to remove diseases. Does
Yeah.
it work on poisons as well?
Yes.
Okay, so if you dump 5 just to get rid of a poison,
I have
that's
5
how
left.
that works.
Maybe wait till the steward comes. Dwali comes back so that he could witness for himself.
No, the steward is Lauer.
Uh,
Wally was
he's not
the
gonna
town
be-
scribe. But just as you're saying that,
I want them to witness
you hear
the effects
feet
of this
outside.
drug.
You can hear the footsteps coming. 3 pairs actually. 2 long strides and 1 kind of stunted one.
Sprinting. Natural sprinters.
Coming through the door is Shad, who instantly takes off his voluminous cap, followed by Lauer, who looks to be in a nightshirt and breeches, hastily thrown on.
He's got pants.
Yes, he's got pants and boots. Behind him is Dwali, who is carrying a drink horn and a book. Takes a swig as soon as he steps inside. Lauer has a groggy look on his face. He goes, "What in Sigmar's sacred sack is going on? I sent you to go investigate a missing chicken."
Well, we found the chicken.
We did.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
We found some other things tue.
The chicken, unfortunately, is dead.
But to be fair,
How unfortunate. Just remembered his accent.
He was
Sorry about
sleepy,
that.
man. You
He
know.
was sleepy. He was American for a second after that. He was so tired he turned American.
well, when we were asked by Lucas here to help him save his brother from a blood cult in the crypt, when we arrived there, we saw a lot of dead animals, including what I assume was Greta, that had been drained by a vampire.
He holds his hand up. He says, "With all due respect, the Von Spires are the ones that see over this town, so I must ask his account."
Which is why we sent for you, so that you could hear what he has to say.
If he is willing to speak, then of course.
Lyra gives a sharp look.
Lucas stands up, gives you kind of an assuring. He says, "Master Steward, I wish to inform you of my crimes. I put myself at mercy of your wisdom and the mercy of Sigmar. Some time ago, as you know, the Blausblut have formed with a specific raison d'etre, the Bretonians would call it. We formed so that the disenfranchised younger siblings of the noble houses would receive their proper due course if they deserved it. It was in that time that my jealousy, my ambition, and my foolhardiness took over when we happened upon a gentleman named Wilhelm Hollenbach. Found him in a small town that had recently been overrun by the Crusade. I helped him. I thought he was a traveler that had been assaulted. He looked of noble bearing. He deserved our help. With me was Caspar Schmidt. Two different people. He did not know of the man's demeanor until much later. I found out on the ride back. They helped him into the carriage. He explained to me, as Caspar drove the carriage, who he was, and that he had recently been attacked by other people of his kind, known as the Strugoi. He was a vampire of, I believe he said it was blood dragons. He explained to me that they wanted him for his blood for some reason. He was very confused. He was weak. And I leapt at the chance and decided to exploit the man. I was going to use him in a plot to defame my brother, so that he would be dishonored, disenfranchised, and I would become the true heir of the von Spire family. I was wrong. And then the Crusade came to Fiefeldorf. Schmidt was influenced by the Crusade. He listened to the voice speak. I refused to go. Some person, some prophet claiming to be Sigmar is laughable. There's only one true Sigmar, and he lives in the heavens above us, giving us his radiance and his love. Insight checks.
I will make you love me.
17.
17.
4.
5.
I was close!
5.
Look, man! I just got them in the mail today and they hate me.
We're
gotta
on
warm 'em
the
up.
same wavelength here.
You both know at the same time. It dawns on you almost immediately.
He's looking in
unison.
the wrong place.
He's 100% faithful. He is not bullshitting.
And I know.
Can't bullshit a bullshitter.
Hey.
That's gonna be a great gift later, by the way. Little ding.
Oh yeah.
There's 2 of them there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's 2. He had seconds. He got cold feet. He started second guessing the entire plan because he knew of Sir Hollenbach, and he knew of his vampirism after he had investigated it in my library at the invitation of my brother. He challenged me. His fervor for the child Sigmar overtook him, and he assaulted me. In the conflict, I killed him.
In the conflict, he was strung up. Was that
How?
part of?
I strangled him with the cheese cutting string. He came at me with a blade. He actually lifts up the other side of his shirt and shows a gash along the side that is recently healed. Maybe only 3 days old. He wounded me, and in my rage at his sudden storm of conscience and fear that I would be found out, I defended myself far too aggressively. I killed him.
And then you made it look like a suicide.
That is what I did. I fetched a rope, I hung him. I then went into his study, searched for anything I could, but I didn't have the time. Wife was returning. I heard her screams as I left out his study window.
But you did find the sleeping draft.
I had been given the sleeping draft earlier, for it was our plan to... Let me finish, and you will understand. Casper and I had decided that we were going to, at the culmination of our plan, we would implicate my brother in this blood cult, imply that he had wished to become a vampire himself. I drugged my brother, knowing that the vampire would also drink the drug. So that when we arrived, ready to play the heroes, he would be
Betrayed.
He would be unable to truly defend himself, for we had never really given him much sustenance. He lived in that crypt for 3 weeks. He left once to go acquire food on his own. We did our best to make sure that he stayed where he was. Alas, we could not.
He seemed quite strong when we arrived there.
He had fed.
Yes.
He had fed
But
on
he had
the,
also
it was
fed
he,
on the drug.
It was he who took the chicken and the other animals.
Yeah.
It was his crest, his clothing that had been torn off on the fence.
But why wasn't he passed out from
Well,
the drug?
He was stronger than
The drug.
we had anticipated. Blood dragons are fiercely proud of their physical strength. He did not properly take that into account. So, you were present for the rest, and it was your mercy and your divine guidance that opened my eyes. I will not stand for my own crimes anymore. I put myself in the hands of Sigma and the hands of Fortin. Flower is standing there, completely gobstruck, chin on the floor, like,
Look over to him.
Mr. Lord von Spire, I hereby place you under arrest for conspiracy and intent to commit corruption. I ask that you come with me willingly, because I do not have handcuffs. I did not anticipate that. He actually stands up. Lucas stands up, holding his side. He says, I will go willingly and with pride as a von Spire. Please see to my brother's care. And holds his hand out while he is feverishly writing like a motherfucker.
Finally.
Oh. before you leave, Stuart,
Yes.
any word of our paperwork? We've been obviously here this entire time, but we haven't had time to check in with you about.
I did notice that a raven was sitting on the roost when I was swiftly woken as we passed my office. If you follow me, we will go inspect those papers and make sure that everything is on the up and up.
Are they well enough for us to leave them? Wendell, how is he doing over there?
He looks like he's getting his color back. That's good, right?
Absolutely.
I'll say, could you do me a favor? And if it's not too much of a trouble, go get a carriage and we'll take him back home so he can lie in his bed.
That sounds. Yeah, then we will accompany the steward and Lucas.
Shad says, don't worry, I'll make sure that our friend here well care of. Bows to you deeply. My apologies for our original introductions. I know that you are honorable people, and any ill will, I hope, is not held against us. He bows again, and I'm going to go ahead and go get a carriage now. Get my friend home. Heads out.
I'll watch him, make sure he's okay. Looks like he's a little thirsty, so we'll make sure he is water. Thank you, friend.
Water will help with the blood loss.
Yeah. I'll have some food when he gets home too.
All right, let us go to the steward's office then.
Let's follow him.
Quickly heads down. It's not a far walk. It's just down the street. You see, without even going inside, he walks around the side of the building, and you can see a small rookery. And there is a crow picking at some corn as he takes a letter off of its leg, walks inside. About that. If you will, come inside with me. First, I must thank you for what you've done. Once I have Lord Von Spire here inside a proper cell, I will see to amending our current affairs. And he takes him. There's a small building off to the side that seems to be the bailiff's office. Hear the clanking of keys. Puts him away. He comes back shortly thereafter, and he's unrolling the scroll. As I suspected, everything is in order. I really wish to apologize for the way everything happened, but I need to do my due diligence. You understand, of course. Seeing as you truly are of the road wardens, you understand procedure.
Aren't you glad we didn't blow them up?
I wasn't saying we should blow them up.
Well, considering what has happened recently, I will return to you your purses and bid you safe travels after you have, of course, spent the night resting.
We came to Fiefeldorf. You said Fiefeldorf we could get our paycheck, right? This was within the Empire. It was the next town that. Who would we speak to?
I am the one you would speak to.
That's sorry.
That's what I meant by return to you your purses. That's okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
No. It's what he meant by you were kind of speaking in character.
Yeah. I know. I don't
you
have
to
a
clarify.
I don't have a cool voice. Okay.
I have a question for you before we go on our way.
What can I do for you?
Well, we had heard that there's been a lot of dissent since the Crusade came through, and some people joined him willingly, and some didn't see him because they didn't want to join him, but yet some did see him and they resisted. And I was wondering if there was anything you could tell us about those people who may have been beaten and hurt.
The acolyte.
You're talking about poor brother Cedric. He was a good man. He's just stood up for what he believed in. There was much dissent amongst the rest of the town who didn't hear him. We were just told that we needed to see him for ourselves and we would know. Most of us didn't give him the time of day. We understand who Sigmar is and where he belongs. Not in the body of little boy. Well,
It's an insult.
Question, good steward. Was there anyone? Well, you said that the wanted posters and the alert
yes.
of ours was also sent by a raven, or was it brought with someone associated with this crusade?
No, it came by Raven.
From where did it come from?
Middenheim.
Which office?
Middenheim.
Middenheim. Could we possibly have one of each of those posters?
I guess it's not every day that you're made a wanted person, but I am also going to make sure that I send out the Raven clarifying that you are not to be suspected for such things. Must have been some kind of mistaken identity. I will see that these get taken down within the day.
Thank
I
you.
apologize if you run into any more trouble before then. And he actually hands over 3, one for each of you, your own little memorabilia wanted posters.
Aww.
We need to make those.
Yeah, I was gonna be
I was
like,
actually-
that's it, it's
that's-
time.
That's a good idea.
next
That's what I was
craft
actually.
it.
That's what I was actually thinking
Would you
about.
guys?
that.
Would you guys want available prints of
Oh
the
my
wanted
God.
posters of the crew?
That would be so fun to do.
Guys, this is why we need fan
we
art.
need help
I can't
coming
throw
up
it.
with extra crimes beyond what they've just been accused
We
of.
do not need war crimes.
Oh no,
We
they
can
need
have
to help.
legitimate
They need to help me
crimes.
come up with some really cool crimes. Watch
Oh,
on
no.
Twitter when we post it. I'm gonna ask a question of you guys of what they should have done.
I feel like this is gonna go as well as my yearbook.
No.
It's gonna go great.
Oh no.
Try to give one for each of them. Don't just give them all to Cassandra.
I feel like there's gotta be a lot of mention of dicks, and I'm gonna try not to take that personal life.
Listen, it wouldn't be the first time that you were accused of fucking the devil in the pale moonlight. So I will post that in on
Twitter
Twitter
soon.
later. So be prepared for when that goes up. Keep an eye out.
One more thing. What Lucas did is inexcusable. Reckless, putting so many people in danger, getting some people killed, betraying his brother for the possibility of a higher station. But when we went to the temple and I spoke with him, I could tell he was a man of true faith. Now, I know you will pass judgment on him as you will, but if I could make a suggestion, in addition to whatever punishments you bestow upon him, if one additional one could be to fix up that temple that's been desecrated, have him work toward it, that will redeem his soul a little bit, I think. He is a man of the faith of Sigmar.
I will take that I will take that under advisement. I respect you very much as officers of the Road Wardens, as well as a member of the Cloth. I will see that that is taken into account when his trial is arranged.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank all of you. Please go sleep, and I will see you in the morning.
Yes, let us go and fetch an ale at least
Yup.
before we turn in.
Oh, let's go to that bar.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh, I love her.
That's where your rooms are.
Yeah.
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 So we have to go there anyway.
You know we're not going to get 5 feet in that door without her wanting to know what happened. Do you think we can get free drinks for that?
They are rather expensive.
They are expensive.
Wow, they must have been so engrossed in the story, nobody bothered to subscribe or follow.
AP Blinky. Thank you.
Blinky?
Hello? You have been initiated.
Blinky, welcome.
So, you head over to the Lauer has already. He's left and he's heading on home.
The reason that I asked for the posters was I thought maybe perhaps that we could
Sell them.
find someone to discern their authenticity.
Well, we did. We checked it for their authenticity
you
on the road.
personally, well, yeah, you know, authenticity-wise, that
If there might be some other clue someplace that we just haven't
I don't think we're
seen.
going to find it on the paper itself. I think it's not beyond imagining that possibly the people are trying to slow our catching up with the Crusade, which is beyond me. It's not like we have any solid way of intervening right about now, but it's encouraging that someone thinks we do. So,
well, they can't do this again. What do you think they're gonna do next?
I don't know, but I think after I have dinner, I could come up with something.
Dinner sounds good.
Let us go and feast upon our victory.
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna say victim. I'm not about to say it. We just got that entire thing sorted out.
Only a 5-minute walk, very small town. You make your way into the Wet Whistle. Like I said, it's a flute and a wine glass.
Are people still like staring out the windows and such?
No, everybody seems to have gone to sleep, except in the Wet Whistle. On the bar, you see a loaf of bread, a plate of. You guys, you've seen them before. You have no idea what they are, and you have seen them before. Grapes, as well as assorted cheeses and nuts, and 3 tall flagons with suds falling off the top. And Owlette stands behind the bar. Hello, mes amis. Come, sit. Tell me everything. You have to tell me everything. Not that I already didn't know everything that was happening, but I like to hear it from the source sometimes. Come. Tell. She sits you down as you prepare to have a meal and
Out of character, I imagine her like Ghoulie. Like the way she looks in the face now, 200% looks like Ghoulie.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, if you want, let me see, where are we at? We are at the 2-hour mark. I think we should take a small break, and we will do a small intermission.
I want to exchange my dirty tea water for caffeine.
We're gonna rehydrate and dump hydration. I have to pee.
I have to pee too.
All right, so
pee
we're gonna go
conga
take
line.
care of this.
It's the opposite of consume mass quantities.
Well, it's
It's expelling mass quantities.
No, wait. Who's taking off their clip? Okay.
Are we all now? Can we all unplug?
Well, no, I think the old dragon here will man the stream for a few moments. If you want to jump in chat, have a conversation with everybody.
All right.
Oh, Blinky, we're not going anywhere, so stick around. We're just going to take a quick
We have to
5 to
pee.
10 minute break so we can go use the restrooms. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry in advance for the noise I made.
pass you my cup. No, I don't.
All right.
Dragon, entertain them.
Yes, I have to get back into the chat. Bear with me. I'm getting back into the chat here.
By the way, to exit, spin the chair around, sit in it, and feel yourself back around. Wait for the camera to do.
Okay.
Still not quite there. Almost. Oh dear, I can't see what it says because this broadcaster hasn't created any rooms yet. Oh, dear. Ah, there we are. All right. All paladins should wear blue jeans. Yes. All right, then. Ah, yes. All paladins should wear blue jeans. So, I do hope everyone is enjoying tonight's adventure. Yield Dragon has been summoned. Yes, I have been summoned, and I am here in the chat right now. I'm not typing anything back. Are you speaking about my own history or the history of Hildebrand? I realize there is a slight delay. I do apologize. Ah, my own. Well, basically, I am a very old school gamer. I have been playing role-playing games since just at the dawn of advanced Dungeons and Dragons, for one thing. I have my original...
His dice were made of rocks.
Shut up, you!
You know that picture of the really old Roman D20?
Ah, very funny.
That was his.
Yes.
We found it in the backyard.
Yes. Anyway,
Right.
no, I've been gaming for many years. As I said, I'm a very old school gamer. I've played through most of the incarnations of D&D, starting back with the first incarnation of Advanced, and even the red basic book going into the blue expert book, and that led me to meeting other people, which of course led me to a few different LARP groups, and in one of them is where I met Connery, and you look tiny in Connery's seat.
I am the new DM.
Oh, she's the god. Fear her. She's the god.
I will accept tribute on Fridays at 8 p.m. weekly. Thank you. I would not trust me as a DM. I am as fickle as a cat. I'm like, oh, alright. Knocks sheet off table. Yep, clearly I've taken over.
So, no, I was drawn back into...
Are you trying to banish a ghost?
I was drawn back into gaming again by the bald one.
100 bits.
Ooh,
Tribute to the DM.
Yeah!
Small crowd. You've been far too generous already.
indeed.
Stop it.
He's a bar and he wants to.
The new DM! Right. Oh man.
And they said a revolving door of characters. This is not what they meant.
But,
So when you're clipped back in, let me know.
thank you, Aaron.
Another 100 from Aaron in support of This is cool.
But, so that's a little bit about me. I also, I got brought back into gaming again,
I wouldn't
after
let him
many-
sit on his ass.
many years, by the bald drink of water over there.
You good?
Is it on?
I haven't turned it on yet.
No,
So,
Yeah, but it should go under your little thingies there.
So we were playing a couple of different games, and then he came up with this idea for all of this with Cassandra, and
Actually-
he dragged my ass along.
I never. Have we ever met on the list?
At least once or twice.
Maybe back in the old Uber days.
Yes.
You can plug me.
You guys are
back
clipped in.
in.
Oh,
The thing is,
Yeah, you're good.
in the one group that
never unplug the wires.
Yeah.
During it spikes the
I
volume,
know.
just like
I
she
Don't
know
cross the
that much
stream.
about AV.
Don't cross the streams, Ray.
Actually, I spent most of my time in the medievalism groups as his champion. He was the king of the realm at the time.
He was my he was also my squire. At first, he was my squire.
Oh.
I was champion as well.
Yes, and then when you became a knight, you became champion as well.
I prefer forums.
They're
inside.
You were there too.
There's no proof.
What are we talking about? Roleplay?
LARP.
No, the LARPing group, the Kingdom
Oh,
of
I
Dragonwind.
I never got to LARP. I would though.
I feel like we're kind of as close to
LARPing without actually
without having to
LARPing.
leave the house, which is great because
Yeah.
I hate outside.
Indoor LARP.
Yeah, digital LARP.
Yeah.
We did it basically in yards of. We didn't call them members. We called them citizens.
Oh.
And we also had locations where we got together.
We also did go to some public locations, a couple of different parks. For
Yeah, when we
fights.
ran our LARP group as well, we did a lot of like public parks and such.
Why the fuck do they always put the wasabi right up against the sushi?
Mm.
Oh,
There's
'Cause they
probably
knew
my
it
bath
pisses
water.
you off.
Sushi?
Yeah, he does.
yeah, I had it earlier. I got hungry again.
I love sushi. If you guys want to do that one day.
Gotta get here early.
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible. I drove
Maybe
for
on
an
a-
hour
on
and a
a-
half today.
On a Tuesday,
We
we'll
could, craft
we'll
day,
I'll take
maybe.
your order ahead of time when you come over for.
There
craft
you
day.
go. Put it in via the internet.
So that's
Okay.
basically some of my gaming background. As for other things, well, you can find out when about that
Follow
when
him on Twitter. By the way, I'll have our bot do it. We'll put in
Put him to work.
and social media.
But then
Boom.
we also have another project coming up in the future with Connery and myself talking about various and sundry topics of pop
I'm looking
culture.
forward to talking that with you. Okay. Oh fuck the wasabi.
You have no. Bless you.
Oh. Damn it,
Oh,
that's
no.
Oh.
Every time.
Oh, and it
so
went right up
sorry,
through.
everyone.
Oh dear. Oh, I can feel that pain. I don't eat it, but I can feel it. My, that clears the sinuses. Oh.
Oh boy, I am living it right here.
Mm.
Wow, Small Grubby should have Twitter. It's the best way to keep up with us.
Yeah, honestly, we
Oh.
kind of don't keep up on the other social media as much as Twitter, and that is half our own choices, and half
It's like
the.
Nurgle is crawling out of my nose.
Good.
Wow, well, there are other places it could be crawling out of that might be worse.
Good. Payback for what you
Oh.
did to me a month
Oh,
ago.
you came out stronger.
Oh,
I
Wasabi,
did.
why do you hate me? And I love you so much, but I hate you.
It's a very conflicted relationship.
So we are returning to our game now.
All right, and I'm going to be
Bones
I'm going to be
away.
exiting the chat.
For the purposes of a little bit of for expediency and storyline, we're going to
Say thank you.
say thank you to Small Grub for another 200 bits for nose relief.
Listen, Nurgle was in there.
Small Grub, we're gonna have words.
Fisticuffs.
Where
Yes,
is
this is-
Small Grub
Don't
from?
make us love you.
Oh,
Listen, roll initiative.
This is how Nurglings are born.
Oh, no, just no.
Anyway.
Nurglings. Ew.
Anyway,
I'm good to go. I got caffeine. Let's go. Woo!
I'm awake as fuck right now.
I'm running on fumes.
so-
literally.
4, 2,
Sorry.
and back in.
Peace.
We're going to, for the sake of expediency and narrative, to move the story along, we are going to fade out that
The-
little scene where you sat down and like the end of an episode of a sitcom you watch where they're all having dinner and just fade away as they start talking.
Telling the story.
Yeah, not the freeze frame.
Oh.
We're not doing chips here. That's gonna give it to
That's
us.
another gift.
We got a
So-
lot tonight.
The next morning rolls around. You can recover everything.
I'm going to
I get my
swap
two-
out one of my spells as well for the morning.
Oh, she probably loses the bardic inspiration
Yes.
as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
All the temp HP is gone. Alright. I got all my
Oh,
stuff
heroism ends as soon as the spell
back.
ends.
Yeah, I just forgot to move it. Okay.
Okay, I need the inspiration to come
sorry.
back.
Oh,
please.
yes.
Also, also refresh your health pools.
Thank you.
If
Yes.
They weren't already full.
During that time period, obviously Lunera does not need to sleep as much as the Mayflies. So at some point she was up. You're not really sure what she was doing, but there was a few curse words, and it was very toasty and warm in your bed. She cast Burning Hands into her ring again to fill up that slot again.
No complaints here.
Exactly. Nice and
In the
toasty.
room that you're sharing, you actually hear her gearing up to cast a rather.
So you do this while I'm in bed?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
sleeping.
So like
You hear the incantations. You see the hand motions. You see the brightness of the spell form,
I like
and then you
jolt
see,
awake.
and then the ring just absorbs all of the magic in her hands, and the ring glows. It's a faint elven hue. Noodle.
Lunera,
Come here.
Stream cut.
Kind of just. What?
what did you do?
Let's have.
I'm preparing for the day. Listen, it came in use already. I love it. Go back to bed.
I have
You
stream-
woke me up.
And it's stylish too.
Right. Well, go back to bed. It's fine. Although I do need to go shopping before we leave today, and she kind of just goes back to like sitting on the floor and looking at some
Cover
books and
my
stuff
head
like
in
that.
covers.
Kind of like looking. She's kind of trying to look through her notes throughout the past couple weeks of travel, trying to make sense of everything we've been looking at, specifically trying to understand if maybe we have gotten.
You're not
Ooh,
getting on the
she's
table.
like, I'm gonna be the GM. This is my time.
GM Cat says,
Here, take a seat.
I'm going to go and in search of Arrowet.
Ah, well, you hear next door. You hear Brand's in the morning. Of course, you hear Brand's door open and close as he heads. You hear his whistling faintly as he makes his way downstairs. As you get down there.
Good morrow, dear lady.
Bonjour. How are you this morning?
Oh, splendid after a good night's sleep. I wanted to ask you something, since you obviously have the know of this entire town. Have you ever heard of any wood elves in the area?
I was very much aware of them when I lived in Bretonia, because Athel Loren, the great wood where they all live, is mostly situated within Bretonia. But I don't see them much around here. It doesn't seem to be very hospitable, if you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Breakfast?
Yes, the good ladies should be down any time, I would think.
You're heading down at this point.
You
She's kind
smell
of.
sausage.
That gets me out of bed.
Does it now?
Yep.
She does it for
As she comes
Guys.
floating down the stairs, held aloft by the wafting scent.
You hear me just stomp down the stairs.
a traditional full Bretonian breakfast. So, think of an English breakfast.
Yeah.
Plate.
French breakfast.
No, they're kind of both.
Oh.
Loins, thank you for the host. So it's beans, 2 types of puddings, sausages for the uninformed. You've got a large link sausage. You've got 2 kinds of toast, a rasher of bacon, good thick real bacon, not American sliced bacon, and 3 eggs, all piled onto a single plate and drizzled with kind of tomato sauce. each one is slapped in front of you. A victory breakfast for the conquering arrows.
You're the best.
No. You are the best. This has been the most exciting this little shit town has been since I ever came here. I have to thank you so much. I will be talking about this for so many days. Beer?
Yeah, I think so.
She hops off to go get you some tankards.
Hops off.
Unintentional, but I'll take it.
Oh, wow. I wish I had not noticed that.
I could barely tell.
No.
Stop it! Stop it! If we are immersing, so should you.
Ooh. Discipline.
Lanira, as was shoving her face full of food in an unladylike fashion that is probably comparable to Carmen's enthusiasm as well.
Plates are devoured.
Yeah. Just kind of, before we head out or make our way toward pursuing the Crusade, I was hoping to find a blacksmith. Find a blacksmith before we go.
Blacksmith?
A blacksmith?
Yeah, I was thinking. I was pouring over my notes, and I think there's something that I could possibly do, but I need some materials, and I specifically need about silver and iron shavings.
Streamcat.
Streamcat.
No, don't knock stuff over.
Oh, I asked Arrowette about if there were any wood elf sightings around here. Unfortunately, she says that the area is not terribly hospitable for them.
I could certainly understand that.
Whoa!
Oh no! She's taking the dice with her.
Yeah, leave me something.
She's like, no, I want to play. Don't gatekeep.
Did you just imply that I'm gatekeeping my own cat and playing D&D?
It's because she's a woman, isn't it?
Oh my fucking god! No, it's because she's
do you
black.
have any milk cats?
Wow.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
All right, back in.
Racist still?
She is definitely not racist.
Remember?
Lydia kind of, that just figures. Well, hopefully I find at least one thing before we leave this strange little hole. Did you notice a blacksmith while we were cruising through? It's a very small town, and I feel like there has to have something here.
Insight check?
Yeah, we can make an insight check to remember.
23.
Oh, well, I'm not even gonna bother. He's got it.
Nope, you make it anyway.
Oh, man.
17.
Alright, listen. Work with me.
Work with her.
Right?
Work with her.
Oh, not bad.
Oh, that would be 21.
You all remember that you did see a blacksmith. You did see a smithy on your way into town. You just have to go retrieve your horses. I don't know there.
Mine now.
Okay.
All right, let's just make it quick. We should get on our way soon.
Very well. Yeah, I know exactly what I need.
Do you know which way the Crusade went?
Oh, they headed south towards Altdorf. But of course.
Oh, and I can't believe I haven't asked this yet. Do you know how long they were here?
They were here but for 2 days.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
We're never gonna catch up to them.
You are only maybe a day or two behind it.
Oh. Well then, okay, we'll go to the blacksmith fast, but we need to hurry.
We might be able to catch up with them, considering that
And
they are vast and we are but 3.
This is very true. A lot of humans take a very long time to...
Considering how quickly we went on our own between the 2 towns and how long it took us to get with the caravan.
Yeah, it is a sizable, right? Like, okay, so...
Oh, that's right.
When you had left Marienburg, it happened a week before they had left you, before you arrived.
And
you
they're
got
just
there
gaining.
a week late. You are now but 3 days behind them when you arrived in Iffeldorf.
I miss people.
I love the name of this
Me
town.
too.
Iffeldorf.
Iffeldorf.
So yeah. Do we want to talk and walk?
Yes.
Kind of grabs a piece of bread and cheese and kind of
Gray. It's an English summer day, I would call it. Kind of gray, kind of dreary, not that beautiful, but still nice.
Not too warm, right?
And I'll be just whistling merrily along as we go.
We'd like to hit up, specifically Linear is looking to buy, if you want to speed this fun part along. Oh god.
Oh, by the way,
100 gold.
how's your wound? I hope I did a good enough job.
100 gold worth of silver and iron shavings. As she was trying to chew really quickly because she had a mouthful, as you had asked her that, of bread and cheese that she pocketed.
I can't.
There's a gif.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
It's sweet, actually.
Actually, it's
It's very sweet on the back end.
remarkably doing well.
I'm gonna throw this out.
I don't know terribly much about medicine, but were you? Yes.
I wish I knew what it said.
I know. I
So
can't
do I.
see from the distance.
I
believe
can't
that's
You
a
see, we are not in chat as we are trying to be immersed.
Yeah.
It's a follow. I know it.
I've
I
been
feel it in
cut
my.
off. It was.
Yeah, I feel it in my groin.
I just can't read that far.
Yeah, my vision's terrible. We're all blind. Look at us.
Zizek's Pornhub
Yeah.
account.
What?
Yeah.
What an
What did it-
appropriate moment
what did it
to
say?
follow.
The name of the follower is Zizek's Pornhub account.
I love it. Anyway, so as
You have been initiated. Thank you for the follow.
she's while you were gone asked if there was something a certain technique that you employed that time around that you hadn't prior.
Nothing more than just generally as sometimes I just whistle as I'm trying to fix somebody's wounds. I know basic
Power
field
of
dressing.
positivity.
One might call it that, I suppose.
You will need more
Yeah, I know. You didn't.
observation before you can make anything.
Are we about towards the blacksmith? She's kind of smacking her hands on her hip to get rid of any crumbs and such.
So what exactly are you looking for at the smithy?
Oh, I need silver and iron shavings, and I'm hoping that if I ask in such a way that they feel happy to give me what I want, maybe they'll just give it to me at a cheap price, because it seems like filings would just be a byproduct of what they're doing.
True enough. I'll talk to them.
You make your
Laser.
way into the smithy. And
I'm still munching on breakfast.
you see you see what you would consider a dwarven woman of corded steel standing next to an anvil.
With mighty sinewy hands.
Mm-hmm. Oh, welcome there. Sorry I didn't hear you come in. What can I do for you?
Ah, good day, Mistress Dwarf. I was wondering if perhaps there might be some, shavings or chips that you might have that we might be able to, look into acquiring from you.
Oh, you're looking for slag then?
I suppose, yes. Particularly, iron and silver.
Well, we don't do... Oh, wow, I almost fell into Lauer again. We do some, we do a lot in iron, but I wouldn't say that we're going to have any silver around. I'm not a jeweler. But she walks into the back, grabs it. You can hear clinking and shuffling.
The sound of clinking and shuffling in the blacksmith.
Sterner's Pornhub account.
What the hell?
And Time to Tabletop has they both follow.
I was like, wait, are they related? Cause
And there's another one.
You have been initiated. Thank you for the follows.
Is it a Pornhub account too?
No, only one of them.
They're like, who
I
are
was
we
curious. I didn't know if
attracting?
there was a weird
Possibly
trend.
connected.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I roll for investigation.
shortly after the followers, they come out with. She comes out with. She says, "Well, this is the best I can do for you right now." And she puts it on the table, and it's about 50 gold worth. What you would consider about 50 gold worth of iron shavings. It's a lot of shavings, but you know, it's enough. You know, you have the iron component of what you're looking for. This is so 50 gold. That's Lauer again. Damn it. I'm sorry. I'm just fucking up my accent.
It's the wasabi.
I didn't have time to actually practice any of my accents before today, so
I know. It's
Well,
gonna
it
be a
would
crazy
be.
weekend.
Remember, it would be Scottish.
not always, but
Racist. Racist
No.
human.
No,
so
dwarves don't have Scottish accents. Scottish people have dwarvish accents.
I will fight you.
I. You call.
50 gold.
Do you need all of that?
Well, I mean, it's just excess shavings. Is there any way you could part with it for anything a little cheaper? We're actually going to be on the road in this town. We were here longer than we anticipated in terms of what we've spent.
Is
Make
that
persuasion checks?
persuasion checks?
Persuasion checks.
All right.
I have +9 in persuasion.
Oh my god.
19.
That's what you get within.
I got a 13 raw because I have no persuasion and charisma whatsoever.
She looks over it. Hildebrand. I could let it go for 30.
Well, it is a sizable bag of it. How badly do you need it?
Well, I'm a little remorseful that I can't get that silver. Without it, I don't know how useful it will be, but it'd be better to have it than to leave the town and hope to find it elsewhere.
You're absolutely certain there's no place where we might find some silver shavings?
It's the jeweler that left with the Crusade.
The jeweler left.
Is anyone running their shop?
Oh, he went ahead and filled up his cart and went along.
Which way is his shop?
There's no one there though.
Fair enough. We'd just like to see it anyway.
It's down the road.
So,
3 shops down.
I was able to get it down to 30.
Yes, absolutely. She takes out of her pocket, hands gold over. Hey, the woman?
That's a completely different accent. That one I can go into in a heartbeat.
Oh no, it's
I
Connery
played
does
far
Connery.
too much Diablo 2 to not have Deckard Cain, who's pretty much just fucking Sean Connery. They invoked.
Okay, so
But I won't do Zardos.
pay the woman her gold.
Here you are, Mr. Storff. We thank you.
Thank you very much. What's down? If you need your horses tended to, I can do that for you too.
How the condition of the shoes?
If you stay right there, that was a fine place to hang out, my lovely cat that you are.
Take a picture of.
Oh yeah, why would I not? In fact, you should take one too.
I can't. The light just fucks everything up. Anyway, moving right along.
Uh-oh. No. Stay there. Do the horse's shoes look okay?
They were well shod recently.
Oh, they were recently.
She was just trying to make
Oh, okay.
a sale.
No, I do thank you. We did recently have them shod back in Marienburg.
Oh.
She takes the materials and tucks it away into the haversack.
Yeah, I don't know what you need it for, but I hope it does well by you.
And we took it off your hands. Thank you very much.
Thank you. She starts clicking through the coin.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess whatever town we end up hitting next, we'll have to try and see if I can find that silver.
Well, let's go to the jeweler's store.
Are you really suggesting we break into the jeweler's
More
store?
than likely, it's not even locked up. If they left in the hurry that they left the temple, and the temple wasn't
Make an
locked
insight
either. 17?
8.
17? Yeah! Oh! Take it!
Ow!
Oh, sorry, I was really excited. I got bony bones. I got
Yes,
high
bony knuckle.
constitution,
Hey.
alright?
Hey, get, no.
Kit, she loves this stram. She put her face on it. I did this stram.
Is
Stream Kit approved.
is Kittel love? Is Kittel love?
I love our apartment is definitely better without having all the mics out, but it's still a bit of a obstacle course. It's very entertaining to watch him do it with only one hand.
Yep. We're getting the followers. Why am I talking with a bloody accent now?
Hegel's Pornhub account.
What is with this Pornhub account?
I don't know what the trend is with Pornhub account names, but we're
Well, the
getting a whole bunch
internet
of followers from it.
Is
And
for
thank
porn,
you.
so
You have been initiated.
So,
It's all the same. The O is a 0.
the insight check was 4.
Oh, yeah, the 17s, absolutely. You know, you could just exchange your gold coins for silver coins, and then just melt them down. You have an entire, you have a gunsmith's tinker's kit
Yes, I
that
do.
is for melting down metal.
Oh,
Yeah, you make your own bullets.
that's true. Yes, I do.
you make your own bullets and you
Actually, he probably had his own lead to make.
I'm taking this from the supply
but I
fund.
don't
It's not
have.
coming out of
But
mine.
I don't have iron or silver. I only have lead. That's why I didn't even think of it.
So what are you using this for?
Like I said, I was kind of trying to.
Let's go to the jeweler's and see if the shop is able to be entered. We might luck out and find some of your shavings there.
Well, if you could just if you can finagle with what I have.
With the insight check, you also know that the jeweler probably left with his entire stock. Like when somebody picks up and leaves, they pick up and leave. And jewelers, silver cast-offs, they collect because it's not just iron shavings; it's actual that can be melted down and turned into more jewelry later.
I need 50 gold worth of silver shavings. So if I were to give, I have technically 9 silver in my purse, but I have like 305 gold.
What is the spell requirement?
I require 100 gold worth of silver and iron shavings.
So you need 50-50.
Yeah.
You need to convert 50 gold into 500 silver.
Okay.
It's
That's a lot of
you
silver.
need a bank.
But do you think you'd be able to do it?
That's a lot of silver to melt in my little kit. It will take quite some time.
Very well, I suppose we'll just. I was just thinking that during all the battles that we end up walking into, I had an idea that I could possibly try and help us be maybe a little bit more defensive about our situation. But
That's fine.
next
I
time
don't know what
we're
spell she's doing.
next town, I'll just try and see if they have what I need.
You're heading on out?
Yep.
There's no trading post, is there?
Not in town.
All right. I was hoping maybe to go to the trading post and see if maybe they might have heard anything of elves. But if Arrowette didn't hear anything of elves, I doubt they would hear.
I think she'd probably be the authority in the entire region.
Well, farewell, Fiefeldorf.
I am more than happy to leave.
You head off further into the Dracoval. Setting out around midday, I assume.
You said he gave us our purses back. Did he pay us?
Yes, yes.
So, Lanier and Carmen received what stipend?
Well, you guys get 100 gold every month.
Thank you.
Is it 1 month's worth that they get, or more than 1 month?
Oh no, but there was 600 gold in the purse.
Ah, So three months' pay for each of you.
Okay, because wow, that was nice of them.
Sure, that's what it's for.
Huh?
It isn't totally that you saved the town. You're
Yeah.
being generous.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Alright, so we're splitting.
Why don't we just take 200 each? He helped. 200 each from the
Oh, well,
Quakers.
thank you, my ladies.
Mm.
And that silver. And that
Carl,
wax. And that. Ugh.
I'm working on the wax. I just haven't been able to find any wood elves.
Not normally the problem I have. Okay, so what's the next town on route?
Is Altdorf the next town?
Guten
Guten.
is the next town.
Guten Abend, bitte morgen.
I'll just
Of
take the quick
Ulm.
second to instead of typing it all out. Warhammer is yes, Warhammer did have the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I'm using D&D, Carl.
Okay.
No,
Carl?
his name's Carl. Is it
Carl's
with the
in
K
chat.
though?
K
Yes,
or
it
C?
is. It's with a K.
Mm.
Suspicious.
Suspicious.
Yes, it's Carl TG. Sorry, I have a light in my face, so sometimes the ring, I can still see the ring when I'm in the chat. No, stop it. I'm trying to adapt the two systems together, so there will be holdovers from D&D that don't seem to fit in Warhammer sometimes, and there's definitely going to be a lot of Warhammer stuff that doesn't work in D&D, and I'm mashing them together. And we're doing, I think it's, so far, working rather well. I'm enjoying myself. You know that Guten is on the way. So you're leaving around,
Noonish?
noon-ish, heading towards Guten, which is another town along the road to Altdorf.
We're off on the road.
Are there
to
any,
Altdorf.
wanted signs still up?
You're noticing that around town there are the Walter Schnee, the person you saw twirling
His baton.
the baton the other night is actually out tearing them down
Ah,
along the road.
If we cast any, obviously we're ripping them down. Nothing vengeance.
Understandable.
they didn't quite capture the magnificence of my mustache, though.
That's the concern. Alright. Well.
Well, no, I guess some publicity is bad publicity. But let us away. I shall play and sing to keep our spirits up on this journey, however long it may take.
You're riding along.
Singing a song.
Well, the road is rather empty, but the signs of the Crusade are everywhere. You can see trees hacked into, chunks of wood taken out, haphazardly, trees felled and just kind of left sort of to the side of the road. Low-hanging branches are just gone.
Every so often I keep an eye out.
Every once in a while, you see that there's a pile of shit off to the side of the road that probably didn't come from an animal. You see just bins, bags of refuse just thrown to the side, if it's even in a bag. Ditches filled with castaway food, apple cores, corn husks, half-eaten loaves of bread, local wildlife occasionally eating some of the leftovers from this, but mostly what you see is an affront to the Drakbald. It's a dark forest, yes. It has its dangers, but Armin is particularly offended by the waste and the refuse that this crusade is spreading across the land.
Oh dear.
I didn't think it were possible for me to hate him more. But now I do.
So, in perception tests.
18.
Well, where there are woods, there may be wood elves. You never know.
That's why I was
17.
keeping an eye and an ear out. I was looking for signs.
10.
Anybody above a 10?
18.
17, yeah.
You two on. You're so, Carmen is so incensed by the garbage that she hasn't been looking up. It's the watchful and observant that notice getting darker, and at one point you do reach a rise, a small hill within the forest, where you're able to see the horizon, and you catch a glimpse of fast-moving dark clouds. You can see the flash of lightning.
Oh, good. We need to find cover for the night. I don't think we're going to want to bring the horses through a storm.
It's from this hill that you spot a small way tavern. Way station of sorts. It looks heavily fortified. It looks like a small fort. A walled tavern-looking building with parapets and guard walks along a stone wall with large double doors leading to the road.
Very hospitable, but it might be worth checking out.
Definitely, especially if there's a storm coming.
Otherwise, we'll probably just have to nestle back into the woods.
A coaching inn is what they are referred to as. It's like a stop off for coaches as they go from place.
Okay.
Usually they wouldn't stop in
In the middle of a spooky forest.
yeah, well, they would stop at the coaching station and then move on to the next town, or if they're just trying to get to Altdorf, they would rather stop at a coaching station which is designed to take in travelers rather than stop off at a random village and then make their way through.
Does it look like all the refuge from the Crusade continues around that place?
Well, you're a little ways out, but you do see you see it in the distance. You know you should be there within a half hour. But judging from the clouds, you do know that the clouds might be upon you in the nearest 3.
All right, so we'll
Double time?
yes, we'll speed up our gallops.
So, taking to the reins, you end up getting there shortly, within a half hour, and you find it actually has written words on the sign this time, as well as its symbolism. It is a heft of wheat tied off in the middle, resting within the creche of a scythe. The words underneath it say the Reaper's Bounty. The doors stand wide open.
There's
As
nobody
you ride up.
here.
You see more of the refuse dotting the land and the road. And you see no guards. You see no fires. You see the doors are left open and unbarred.
Opened or open?
Opened and
Okay,
unbarred.
thank you. For a place that was this heavily fortified, I highly doubt it would just leave the doors open. Do you think
The
possibly?
place you're currently right outside those doors right now. Just to
Yeah,
let you know. You're right
yeah.
outside those doors.
Possibly.
Where are we able to put the horses?
Maybe there's no one in there. We could just bring him in with us.
No. It's a large. There's a courtyard. There's several buildings within. It's not
Alright.
just a.
Okay, it's not.
It's
Oh,
not
so it's
just
a-
a building and.
Okay, so it's like the front gates of a fort.
It's a little bit. The gates are a little bit bigger than like 2 acres. of land. Not
Alright.
that big. I mean, not acres. Wow. Like the plots we have here, half acre.
Okay.
I apologize.
Well, whatever we do, we should probably go in soon. It's kind of
All right.
probably
Well, we'll
gonna
go in.
open up.
We'll go in through the gates and we'll look
No,
around. There's
the storm's a way out, but you know it's coming.
Okay.
Heading into the gates, you see to your right. Let me bring up this here map. To your right, you see a small outhouse building, followed by stables, as well as towards the back, you see a. I'm sorry. The left. Left is the stables and the outhouse. To your right is a good portion of the building, and it makes a kind of an L shape in front of you. There's the front door in front of you. It doesn't reach the stone wall, so there's a small alleyway leading along the left side of the building in front of you, and then it hugs the wall to your right.
Are there any other horses in the stables as we're leading our horses towards?
Are you bringing the horses into the stables?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't see anything in the stables. Not a horse.
I wonder if
The things seem like they're in disarray.
I think possibly the
Perception
Crusade
test.
came through and
Yeah, they took them, or
well,
willingly
Yeah, I
or
was like-
otherwise. Oh. 18.
13.
16.
Yeah, you did well enough. Yes, things seem to have been hastily slapped together and moved through.
As
you have seen the pattern where the Crusade comes through and people are just swept up in the excitement.
Oh, lucky for us. Probably the only time the Crusade has been a benefit. Looks like we have the place to ourselves.
We'll wait here until the storm passes.
well, let's lock the gate.
Yes. But then we can see if anything's left behind.
It takes Hildebrand. You hear him walk out to the gate, and then you just hear.
Oh no, he's gonna have a hernia.
Make a strength test
To determine if you have a hernia.
to determine if you can even close the damn doors.
Oh.
Oh no.
I have -1 on my roll.
I would offer to help you, but I have a
I
negative
rolled.
one.
I rolled a 3, so a 2.
Oh yeah, you actually hear thud.
It's hard to do everything.
As you walk out, if you
Yeah,
wish to, yeah.
I'm gonna go help
He's
him.
face down in
Oh
front
my
of the
God.
door with one hand
Friends,
up on it.
Just go inside. It's
I'm all right.
it's fine.
Leo
I can do this.
offers a hand. Come on, do you want to go check the rooms with me?
I think so.
Okay. She kind of helps him up.
I can't lower my arm. It's stuck.
Make a strength
Oh
check.
God. Okay.
Athletics, if you have it.
Yes, if I do have it. Oh shit. So that's 5. So a 22.
Yeah. With
Just with my finger.
that truly unmans the bard.
Oh.
It still takes you 2 hands
Okay.
and a little bit of
That's
effort.
fine.
It still
Okay,
takes you
little
2 hands
bit.
and a little bit of effort. You couldn't get it to even move.
I loosened it up for you. Glad to be of service.
Sure you did.
Just as he's walking.
Ow!
I'm sorry.
The mics are good.
Oh, sorry.
You're able to close it. It takes you. It'll take you a couple of minutes. While you're doing that, you enter into the main dining hall through the front door of the Reaper's Bounty. This place,
To the lumberyard.
it's barren. It doesn't look in disarray, Nothing was thrown. Nothing was chucked. Nothing.
So it's not like the
It's just-
Sigmar Temple doesn't look like people have taken things.
Ah!
Small grub again.
Oh, Lord.
200 bits.
Do we owe a sexual favor?
I'm working on it. For the bard love. So apparently he wants the bard for the sexual favor. Anyway,
That charisma, you
I'm
know?
fine with
looking
that.
around, the two of you see that this place has been rather it's just abandoned. Make perception tests right now.
I'm still in too much pain. 9.
12.
Okay, you notice behind the bar
Maybe if
on
I
the
just keep you
shelves,
close.
normally where the top shelf would be, it's empty. You'll see nothing.
Where the top shelf would be, meaning the top shelf liquor would be.
Yes, where the top shelf liquor would be.
Linear-
You see outlines of dust.
Linear kind of
Wow.
leans over the bar and then just hops up and sits on it and like looks down to see if there's anything under the counter.
Cleared out. There's some glasses left behind, yeah,
Yeah.
but even then, there aren't many left. Like, this place has not only been scoured of its victuals and drink, but even its utensils and cutlery, or at least from what you've seen behind the bar.
Oh, at least we'll stay dry. Maybe they left the beds. Or I don't think they're strapping that to any horse anytime soon.
Ahead of you, so the bar is on the left-hand side. There's a small fireplace to the right with tables set around it, benches around the fire. Behind you on the wall where the front door along that wall that you came in, on the right-hand side of the room, is a stairway going up, as well as a door that seems to lead into the back, just to the side of the bar, which extends almost halfway into the room.
I want to look
on
into
the
the.
left.
I want to look in the fireplace.
Okay. You head over there and you see that the fireplace, it's cold, but there were logs here. There
But-
are logs still there.
Oh, that's good. At least we can still make.
Are there any?
The cordwood hadn't been removed.
I start tapping at the brickwork in the fireplace.
Seems solid.
Nothing
Nothing.
hollow, nothing disturbed.
No, nothing hollow, nothing disturbed. Seems like solid brickwork. Good empire build.
Some taverns have hidden
For
secret
valuables.
places for valuables for the travelers. Yes. I was hoping maybe we might be able to find some silver.
I think we could still keep an eye open, but which way do we want to check now?
Oh,
I
Carmen,
thought it was still outside.
Well, at this point, Carmen walks through
Yeah.
the front door to see you guys investigate. Oh, you were investigating the
Fireplace.
fireplace. What
Currently
was
sitting
near
on
it?
top of the bar.
Okay. Carmen walks in, seeing this. The two of them.
Folk.
Has it started raining yet?
Not yet. Did you find anything?
Well, we found no food, no drink.
Yeah, we're on just our own resources for this, but we haven't checked around beyond. Do you have a preference on where you want to go? Hoping they didn't take the bet.
There's a stairway leading upstairs, and there seems to be a. Oh, I'm sorry. There's also a door right in front of the stairs, leading towards that L when you walked in on
Yeah.
the right-hand side. There's a door leading
The
into
alley.
that portion of the room of the building. There is no door leading into the alley. The alley was to
Alright,
your
let's see what's behind the door. See
Might
what's in
as
there.
well check. We have nothing better to do right
Which
now.
door? There's the door behind the bar, and there's the door leading into the rest of the.
I'll check the door behind the bar. And you two want to check the other one?
Yeah, I'll head upstairs actually.
Okay. Heading into the kitchens, Hildebrand finds a rather. Oh damn! I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to mention. There's insignias of Crusade of the Child all over the place in it.
Ah,
like painted on the walls and stuff. I'm sorry. That was in the courtyard. That was my fault.
Okay.
I apologize.
I think it was kind of assumed that they were
Yeah.
through here, so
Yeah.
it's alright.
When
It's
I
not
did
a
say the signs of the
surprising
Crusade
detail.
are everywhere,
Yeah.
it's
That's-
heavily implied graffiti is involved as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kilroy is here. What?
In the kitchen, you see a pile of them scattered across the floor. You see a familiar pamphlet. And the child shall lead them,
Mm-hmm.
scrawled across the top. And its many blasphemes descending below it. Let's see here. To your right, amongst the rather what would be a well-appointed kitchen, now standing kind of bare of foodstuffs, but most utensils still there for cooking. To your right, you see a door leading into what looks to be a room that was behind the fireplace. And to the left, you see a storage room and what looks like a handrail that might lead down a stair on the opposite side.
Check out the room behind the fireplace.
You open the door and you find what would probably be considered the owner's quarters. I will let you know what is in there in 2 minutes. I gotta use the first one.
2 minutes.
Well, I was right about something being behind the fireplace.
This is true. This is very true.
It's interesting that there are vessels for cooking, and that there are utensils there, but yet all the eating utensils from the bar were taken.
Well, they probably weren't. If they were caught up in the entire crusade, they probably just brought everything that they needed to continue to eat on the road, and then not exactly thinking about, well, we're going to recreate our tavern in the next town. I don't think people, when they're taken up by the crusade, are left with much in the way of a long-term life plan. You know what I mean? I mean, certainly they took a lot, and they probably had the entire crusade that also took things while they were here. But I don't think they were planning on bringing everything they needed to recreate a new business. You don't need industrial cooking supplies if you're going to be just on the road for so long. I mean, we're still a ways from Altdorf, so, I mean, this is becoming a very familiar sight.
This crusade just keeps growing in numbers. You have to wonder, what is their plan once they get to Altdorf? What are they planning to do?
I mean, I hate to say this, and Linear kind of leans in a little bit. With how they left the forest, I'm sure certain chaos gods are more pleased about the state of it than others. Not to bring you back to that, but
We're surrounded by it.
yes, I think that's something to be concerned about, and I think if this child is being used as a pawn, it's very possible it is by those hands. We need to really think about what we're going to do when we get there. We need to figure out some way that we can expose this without exposing ourselves to grievous bodily harm from a mob.
Yeah.
How are we even going
Even
to...
if we're not tempered by the child's will, we're
Which is a gamble.
still going to get hurt by hundreds, if not thousands, of blind followers.
Exactly. So let's say we catch up with them. What are we going to do? We would have to
wish I
convince
knew.
a giant mob of people that we too enjoy the wonderfulness of your beautiful, amazing child. I don't think they're going to buy anything that comes out of my mouth, dear. And even if they did, then what? We try and kill the kid if we can get close enough. Why would they let us close enough? And if we can't
Assuming
do that,
we don't get influence.
exactly, that's we just say maybe we just get brainwashed and that's that. Or
That would be an
maybe
sad end to your story, Brand.
we could
Sad
possibly
ends.
try and find some kind of credible way to discredit the entire affair and have somebody in a higher position possibly take the counter to this. If we had any kind of hard evidence, that would be a way to at least remove ourselves from such immediate possible physical violence.
The issues of an intestinal disorder. I apologize.
Not a problem. We were currently back and forth about our situation.
I have a street cat again.
Aw, I'm jealous. I don't have a key.
Okay.
Mine's a
Back
long
to
distance
the
moral support.
owner's quarters. Within the owner's quarters, you find a rather quaint room.
Mm-hmm.
Not too lavish. But, well, it holds a table, chairs, a large bed, stripped down to the bedding, a bedside table, a wardrobe standing empty, a rug and fireplace, and a window onto the back garden. Make an investigation check.
9.
You gotta say it right.
On the table,
9.
you find a pardon. Not a pardon. Another more pamphlets. And a beautiful, well-seasoned burl wood pipe.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Wow, an actual personal artifact was not scoured of the.
Left it here?
That's the puzzling thing.
We get a closer look at it.
I'll pick it up and I'll bring. They're not in the room with me.
It's warm.
Oh, there's more?
It's warm.
It's warm. It's warm.
It's what? And then so we kind of go over.
All right.
Oh, you guys went to. Oh, you guys, because you guys said you were going upstairs.
Yeah, but we
Just
were
imagine
role-playing
him
while you were
walking out of
gone,
the
so I
room.
imagine we
It's
kind of had
You
to
kind of wandered your way back over there.
because we heard him.
That's
talk.
fine.
Yeah,
That's
The
fine.
pipe is still warm.
Linear looks around with a certain level of oh fuck no, and is going to cast detect magic.
Pistols?
To kind of look at this place with a certain level of is there something here that we're not seeing?
You get a faint magical trace coming from underneath the bed.
Can I tell what wind?
Blue. The azure wind
Yes. Okay.
of the celestial branch.
Under the bed. Linear kind of.
I have my pistols out.
What do you? There's something.
There's some.
She kind of
something's
tilts
not
her
right.
head, and her eyes are still filled with that pinpricks of silver and just darkness.
I took out my pistols as soon as I realized
Do
that
I
it
have
was
to
warm.
lift the bed? Because this is.
No, well, as you're leaning down to look under it.
Yes.
Okay, as you lean down and look under it, the two of you here in Eltharion. Well, shit. You're what Lynira sees is looks like a waste rider
Ow.
hunkered underneath the bed. Well, you know, at least of maturity.
Yes. Yes.
You see that the magic was actually coming off of their bow. Just kind of holds up a hand.
Who's under there?
We're not going to hurt you. Do you want to come out? It's terribly cramped and disgustingly dirty. Please come out. And Linear kind of sits up, sits Indian style on the floor and kind of gives her a little room.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you found a person.
Well, out from underneath the bed, you see a rather scruffy, worse for wear, wood elf, waste rider,
Imagine that.
crawling out from underneath the bed. Some might call them rangers. Blonde hair, green eyes, skin slightly sun-touched, sun-kissed. Wearing leathers appropriately adorned with leaf pattern greens and tabards to show you both of you who speak and read Eltharion see inscriptions that denote Athel Loren. And from underneath the bed, he crawls out, reaches under, and pulls out his bow. No quiver. Places it on the bed. Sees the pipe on the table.
Linear laughs a little bit, and Eltharion,
Looks at you really.
"While you were sloppy," she says in Eltharion, and how long were you under there for?
Long enough. I heard you ride up. Speaking purely in Eltharion.
Were you just looking for refuge from the storm that's coming, or how long have you been here? Like,
See, they kind of sits up on the bed.
terrible hiding spot.
Looking directly at you. I was finding refuge here because I have to get back to my forest. My comrades and I were consecrating a waystone. Make a
Arcane.
check.
A waystone? I say to him in Eltharic.
Eltharion.
That too.
Yes. A waystone.
27.
It's a natural 20.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Waystones were erected by the elves originally when there was still only one elven faction to contain chaos in the old world. The wood elves take it as a way to maintain their forests and routinely make treks and perform ceremonies to consecrate the waystones to make sure that they're still in operation. It's semi-pilgrimage, semi-maintenance on the forest.
So if they don't purify the waystone, is it like a sealing something?
It's kind of like a seal.
Or more
it
like
keeps
a...
it keeps the more chaotic elements of the forest from breaking out of the forest, and also makes the forests more manageable from within.
Okay.
I imagine all this, I'm speaking, I imagine all of this waste and refuse must be somewhat of an insult to you.
Yes, it is. None to thank the cult of Sigmar for.
Linear dropping the
Don't understand a
Eltharion.
word of this.
Linear dropping
Nope.
the Eltharion. This is...
You heard Sigmar in there, though.
Yeah.
She's a much more tolerant human. She is not to be confused with...
Are you actually gesturing toward me?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, I do like a this. Very, oh my gosh, yes, just like that, 'cause exactly, that's very in character. This one. Do not confuse her. She is not in association with the mindlessness. That child that goes with the Crusade has nothing to do with Sigmar.
So it seems you have me at a bit of a disadvantage. Not only am I being detained here by you,
What?
but I don't know who you are.
We're not being detained. Sorry. Linear kind of stretches out her legs and stands up and just tries to dust off whatever was on the floor off her very white dress. Linear, this is Carmen and Hildebrand. We were just here for the shelter. We're not being detained at all.
If it hadn't been for the fact that I discovered that the pipe was still warm, we might not have even found you.
Way to rub it in.
You're just trying to make him feel better about the fact that he's terrible at hiding.
I
You did it first.
am Loranok,
Well met.
last of my kith band.
Last.
I am not like this because I am a coward.
Nobody said anything about cowardice.
The rest of my band was slaughtered by...
Orcs?
No. The great enemy. I wouldn't expect you to know.
The great enemy? Would I know?
Beast men. Here in Eltharion, the word beastmen, even even though you don't understand Eltharian, ooh, that word gave you a little bit of a chill up your spine.
You'd be surprised. I have faced them.
Oh, sorry. I need to be a little bit louder. Sorry about that.
Sorry, we'll get him.
Are
fancy
all of
mics
our
soon.
levels all
No,
right?
no, they're fine. I need to be a little bit more stage whispery.
Ah.
Sorry about that. He said Beastman. Just to let you guys know. Sorry about that. Moving on.
Has the herd come through here? We were north.
We were several miles away when we were attacked. I fled here when the rest of my band fell. Not out of fear or cowardice, but because I must return and inform my people that the Waystone has been consecrated, and I also must inform them of the fate of my kin and kith.
There may have been other deaths of your
That might be better.
of your brethren that we came across.
We were kind of seeming a little out of it. Rifles through her bag to
which is why I
double
asked.
check the specific crest of the tree from the direct wall.
I was curious about your cloak.
Yes, we came across and fought a gang of greenskins.
Hmm.
They had killed a wood elf themselves. We did properly see to their
Burial.
see to the burial, though.
I think that they were from a conclave within the Dracold forest, but I did not have the chance to ask name.
And you said you had the crests?
I wrote it down, so Linear wrote it down on a piece.
Oh, okay.
You explained it as a tree.
He looks at it and says, "Yes, that is from my conclave." You say that you took vengeance on those that did the deed?
All but two.
Yes, unfortunately, two were lead from the town of
It was a farmstead.
right outside of Fiefeldorf.
I take you at your word. Citizens of the Empire aren't ones to side with orcs. That being said, orcs sometimes don't even side at the side of orcs.
And you're kind of
Well, I was resting here until I could leave. I sensed the storm coming as well, so I took refuge to tend to my wounds.
do we see?
Oh yeah, no, he's been bandaged
Okay.
across his body on several places.
How badly still?
He looks to be mending. What'd you do to my table?
I don't know.
One of the mics?
I might have. Well,
my God!
I didn't kick it. I just stretched out my leg.
Oh, it might have been stuck on.
Oh, you might have tapped the mic.
Yeah.
You might have tapped it with your foot. That's okay.
And it's the metal hitting the wood floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Laniera feeling kind of like
I just wish to stay here and recover.
that's
I hold you no ill will. You seem to be of noble enough standing, and being a lore master is also reassuring. Seeing cousins. You leave me into this room, I will not bother you for the rest of my stay. I plan to leave as soon as the storm is over.
sounds agreeable to me. I'm gonna go upstairs. Wheels around and just fucking trucks it upstairs.
Which
If
I
I
follow her.
if I might ask something of you.
Yes.
I do apologize for the suddenness of this.
His demeanor gets much colder as soon as she leaves the room.
I was wondering if you might have a modicum of sealing wax.
Stealing wax.
No, I don't happen to have any on me.
I was just asking. I would, if you did, I would of course.
If I had any on me, I would give it to you as, well, a reward for being able to speak our language and only sound like a hog when you do.
Oh shit.
Elves.
Oh shit. Shade.
I congratulate you. You speak with a modicum of respect. Although, watch your R's.
I had
That would
very
help.
good teachers.
Now, if you don't mind, I plan to rest. So you going upstairs? Oh, okay. So
I'll
they're
leave-
having that
I'll
conversation.
leave-
You
Following
can
her.
chase her out
I'll
and be
leave
like,
the
"Where
room.
the fuck
Yeah.
are you going?"
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
What was
Nope,
that
nope,
about?
Nope, 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 nope.
What was that about?
Oh, right. You really should learn to speak. Between the two of us, we could probably teach you if you wanted.
I catch up to them. Yes,
Well-
but apparently I have trouble with my R's.
You do a little bit, but I noticed. I just didn't want to say anything.
Oh.
I just noticed in the forest, it didn't seem like the time with Granny. Well, see, he needs to work on his R's. So if you wanted to learn as well, between the two
Are you
of us,
offering lessons?
well, we spend enough time on the road. If you honestly did want to know and expand your horizons,
I'm going to assume you're checking rooms as you're walking about.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Make one big investigation check amongst the three of you.
Ah, that's a little more like it. 19.
Investigation. It's a 16.
21.
Okay, so continue your conversation, but as your conversation goes, I will inform you that you find 4 small rooms. No, 5 small rooms, 3 medium-sized rooms, 2 lavish rooms, 1 garrison barracks, and a common room at the end of the hall against the, this is the part of the building that is up against the western wall? Eastern wall? Where's the damn compass rose? Eastern wall.
All right, and I take it they're all pretty much.
Oh, they are stripped to the bone. Every room you open, you see a stripped bed. At least they left the bedding. That'd be difficult to carry. But the drawers are empty. The candles don't even have wax on them.
But detect magic still probably.
Enough to detect that there's nothing else left.
Yeah. Well, disappointing.
Well, no, continue your conversation, though, with the...
Well, I mean, it would make our journey on the road a little
Nobody
more
was saying
interesting.
anything bad about you. I know you were looking a little bit perturbed by.
Well, you
just-
were pointing at me and
What?
talking in another language.
Well, we were
See-
pointing you out that you were a nice person.
Unfortunately, you are a knight of Sigmar, and Sigmar's name doesn't carry a positive tone right about now.
I'll put an end to that.
Really, please explain to me in great detail how you plan to do that.
I don't know yet.
Exactly. So
Do you?
No, but I'm not saying I'm going to put an end to it all
Perception
righteously.
checks.
What?
Perception checks.
Ooh.
Not good.
That would be
Sorry.
23.
You definitely hear it.
I got a 7. We're arguing.
3.
Yeah, you guys are talking.
Yeah.
You hear 3 loud metallic clangs.
What?
There's something out there.
Another 3. Bang, bang, bang. Against the gate.
Are there any windows that we can kind of?
At this point, you would say you would be in the common room. There's
Peek out the window.
a window that leading into the courtyard. They're all liquid.
I'm flipping the hood
Okay.
and looking out the window.
Let's stay. Luna's like, let's get low. Try and like.
You can't see completely over the wall to see if there's somebody at the door, but you can hear muffled voice. Sounds like they're shouting, and you can see the top of a carriage
Maybe
just
someone
outside the
trying to
door.
Stop.
What do you see?
Well, I heard somebody banging on the gate, and
Do you
I
point
can
them out?
Yes.
Okay. Make make a religion check. If you're going to peek, you can make one as well. You have advantage.
Yeah.
An 18.
You see the man sitting on the top of the carriage would be considered a hammer bearer.
There seems to be a hammer bearer on top of a carriage.
Rolled a 10.
That's why I'm telling
Temple
you.
guards.
Yeah.
Temple guards of Sigmar's temple. He's wearing all the appropriate accoutrements.
I knew you were going to say that.
Accoutrements.
Accoutrementes.
I
Does
mean,
Lunaria know what that is?
No idea.
but like, how do I know
Silly
they're
humans and their
legitimate
religion.
at this
Wait,
point?
what is legitimate? What are you talking about? What is it?
They're temple guards
For Sigmar.
for Sigmar.
Maybe they're trying to stop here, and because I closed the gate, they can't now.
I'm glad you closed the gate then.
I don't know if they're the Crusade or
Are they?
just someone.
You said that I
seeking-
heard them yelling. What were they yelling?
Oh, you want to listen in clearly?
Yeah.
You can crack the window a little bit.
With the cloak up, could
You
you
could
get
hear-
closer?
Hmm?
With the cloak up, could you get closer maybe?
Probably. I wanted to make sure I couldn't be seen through the window.
You're
as it
on the
was.
second floor.
Yeah.
Getting outside, you would have to go downstairs and go outside.
Just one. You know, they travel in huge groups. Maybe it is someone legitimate.
Heading downstairs. Is that what you're doing?
Yes,
to go
I'm
check it
going
out?
to do that.
Okay. As you get outside, you can hear, "Hello in there. We've come to seek refuge as agreed upon. Open the door. Proprietor. Owner. Bloody servant. Somebody open this fucking door. In the name of Sigmar."
Well, he can't open it. He can close it.
There is a small slat to open at the door.
Oh.
Slide across so you can see through.
Lunaria's making her way down towards
I mean,
the
aren't they
area
gonna?
behind the fireplace
Mhm.
to let.
Lornock.
Thank you. No.
Okay. He's smoking his pipe and he looks at you and he says, "Oh, please tell me it's not more people."
It's more people under the banner of Sigmar, but we don't know. I know.
Just I'll stay if they come towards this room.
I'll tell them you have syphilis,
Just make
and that you're very contagious.
Does
and
syphilis exist in this universe?
Yes, syphilis. Listen, if anything exists in the Warhammer
Would
universe,
it be
it's fucking syphilis.
Would it be Syph-Elphilis?
Oh Jesus!
Oh,
Shut up.
It's just that we finally got him to watch Critical Role, and
I know.
okay,
He isn't to syphilis yet.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay, you're not up to syphilis. That's fine.
he just looks at you. He says, "No, just be loud and say there's nothing in here, and then I'll dive out the window."
And close this door. Gone.
Aren't they gonna notice if you open up the slot
And
to
I'm
look
invisible.
at them? Yeah, like if you're invisible, they're still gonna notice the thing
There's
opens.
Well, he's not
nobody
completely
here.
invisible. They have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, he's behind the door at this point. He was just heading to the. They can't
you go
see
with
in.
him?
They're standing on the other
Yeah,
side of a giant. It's a 12-foot wall
Yeah.
with parapets on
going.
the corners
The only reason I was able to see
and crenellations across the top of the guard walks inside. This is
Yeah.
a straight up tiny fortress at a coaching station.
So I'm going with them.
Okay. In the name of the Holy Father, open this door.
Well, they didn't say
Who is
child,
it?
so that's a good sign.
Can
Hello?
you believe these?
Hello, who
We
is
make
it?
arrangements 2 weeks in advance, and then they won't even open the damn door. Open this door! Slam, bang, bang, bang.
Well, what should we do?
I'm gonna open the door.
You're able to lift the
Why
crossbeam.
don't you open the little slatch first to see who it
You're able to lift the crossbeam off the door, put it to the
Oh,
side, and swing
dear.
at least part of the door open. And from the other side. Oh, thanks, Sigma. Finally. Looks at. Oh! Tonight,
Everyone else, the proprietor, they're all gone. We arrived here but a few moments ago trying to seek refuge from the storm. Is it raining yet?
no, it's about
It's-
to.
okay.
Oh, well.
And everyone's gone.
Oh.
Just come inside. We can talk inside. It's about to rain.
This is Klaus. Come on, and he helps you swing the 2 doors open.
Yeah.
While he's pushing it open, he says, "Oh, thank God you're here. At least we'll be able to get out of the rain. You said everyone's gone."
Yeah, and all we found were pamphlets for the Crusade.
A very fine, dark lacquered wood with gold scroll work carriage rolls into the courtyard.
Show off. That's a nice ride.
There's an enormous trunk on top, and one of the one running the coach is another hammer bearer on the duckboard on the side.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, buckboard on the side. Restroom? Okay.
At this point, Lanier, because she didn't go with them,
Hold on. Here you go.
Is kind of unsure about what's going on outside, so she's kind of like, she kind of scurries behind
You're hidden right now. I'll give you a quick rundown when you get back.
the bar table and takes her staff out of the straps on her back and kind of just has it out. And that way, she's thinking to herself, she's like, I can duck down under this here bar. It'd be wonderful as if they come in screaming, "Ah!" I have cover. They're taking a while.
Didn't know I had to be Ninja Warrior.
You could have gone right past here. I can move the
I wasn't going to limbo there. All right.
I can move the.
Well, you got to say hi to the cat.
It's true.
See?
Pit stop.
No, I said there you go. You got to say hi to the cat. So win-win situation. It was worth the Ninja Warrior.
Okay, so back to the carriage.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What did you ask? I'm sorry.
They asked why they left, and I said, we don't know, but we found the pamphlets.
Oh, yes, we were trying to catch up to them. Our charge has been sent to investigate on behalf of the church in Middenheim. We've been riding for several days.
Have you heard of the child's ability to influence people?
Nira's listening to see if they
He
start coming
says
closer.
no, aside from how any other. I assume they're very good at their trade to convince all they meet, from what I hear, of joining this foolish crusade.
It seems to be something more than just persuasion. They enter towns, and as you can see here, this entire place is now empty. Everyone left.
We have seen their handiwork. Klaus, see if you could get the horses tended to. Oh, wait, crap. I have to remember their names. Have to remember their names. Ah. He points to the young. He looks like a young initiate into the cult, who is hanging on to the side of the carriage as he came in. He says, "Niels, get the father's hammer down, and then help the father out of the coach." And you hear eyes from each of them. One of them, "Aye." As he hops down to try and wrestle this enormous trunk from the back of the carriage. He says, "I'm Ernst. My hammer brother is Klaus. That is Niels, and you will meet Father Johann shortly."
I am Carmen, and I have 2 companions with me. Another road warden, and someone who's chronicling our travels.
Oh, a servant. Very good.
Yes. And then he hears that, because he's right there.
I'm right there. Oh, I'm not mic'd yet.
Yeah, you gotta mic yourself, and that'll turn you back on.
We're waiting in silence, staring the lasers at door.
You, as
Ready to go.
As
go.
as Nails is pulling down the trunk, it almost falls on him as he's able to catch it, slam it against the carriage once, and then put it down. You can hear from inside. "Niels, you useless cretin! Make sure you do not harm the holy hammer!" Right.
Testing 1 2 3. Am I all right?
You're back.
Yes, I can hear what he says.
Yes.
I am.
Oh, very well. Would you help with the bags when the father is out?
He can't see me.
You said you're there. Okay,
Well,
it's not an invisibility cloak.
Oh, okay.
It just kind of merges. It's a camo cloak
Yeah.
more than it is a stealth cloak.
I am no servant. I will not help with the bags.
You wouldn't
He
be
looks
able
at you, he says,
to, even if you wanted to.
Val, are you a servant of our Lord Sigmar?
Not as such.
Are you a citizen of the Empire?
I am a citizen of the world.
Looks to you. I do not like this one.
He likes to
Walks
talk
over-
in circles,
He
but
walks over and you can hear it slamming on the inside of the... "Just open the door and let me out!" Ernst walks over. Says, "His Holiness Father Johann." Clicks the door and opens it. And out comes a titan of fat.
Oh, another corpulent.
600 pounds of man.
There are those who
With
call me.
Pair of canes steps out of the carriage, leaning on them heavily. "Good. Boy, get my bags. Niels, make sure the hammer is safe. I expect you to put me in your best room." And he starts making his way slowly towards the front door.
You apparently didn't explain to his largeness of grandeur that
He says, "You will be promptly paid." Then he keeps walking.
this isn't our inn, but feel free to pay us.
You're right now. Here's
Well, and that's where the adventure ends. We all settle down and, take care
Nice
of the
little
inn for the
family.
rest of our days.
we spruced it up. We're very open-minded about being aware to multicultures. We serve an array of dietary needs. Free seems to be a trend. I think it's horseshit.
It's like a happily ever
So he's
after.
making his way, and behind him, on his back, this poor little scrawny initiate wearing threadbare vestments, carrying this massive trunk that's probably a little bit bigger than he is. Klaus comes out of the carriage house. Well, at least the stable. After brushing and putting the horses into their stocks. No, cells? No. Whatever. Places where you put horses inside a stable.
Yeah.
Stalls.
Stalls. Thank
there
you.
you go. That's it.
I don't know why in my head I was like cells. No.
Yeah. Well,
Puts
they
the horses
are
into their stalls.
specialized.
Thank you, Club Go. And comes back out of the stables. This is Klaus. No, he's Klaus. Ernst. I'm very tired. Have you made sure the servants are going to put away the things? I'm going to go lie down. This is... Yes, Klaus, go ahead. Just take a room that is near.
The only
The father.
rooms are upstairs.
Oh, the father's going to hate that.
That's not our fault. This is not our inn.
Well, there's nothing to be done.
There's also no food or drink.
They took everything.
They took everything.
Oh, my God. Well, we'll have to see what we're going to do then. You say they all joined a cult. Which cult? It was the one of the child, you're sure.
Yes, there's pamphlets.
And also
I'll
look
show him a
and also
pamphlet.
look on the wall.
Yes. Just look at the many walls in the courtyard.
And you hear from Father Johann. What is this blasphemy?
We didn't-
Boy, come here and explain to me.
Lanier, can she hear this? The hubbub outside?
Oh yeah, you can hear everything.
You're slowly edging towards the window to kind of be like,
I'm sorry, were you addressing me, your corpulence?
Yes, fine, you'll do it. Come here. Explain to me this.
Well, you see, somebody took a marker of some sort and plastered this saying on this wall.
Oh, he's a smartass.
oh my god. Lanier kind of opens the door and just looks to Carmen like,
Well, you asked what it was. It's writing.
He holds up his hand. He puts one cane in the other hand, while holding two in that hand. And he holds his hand up. And, may Sigmar purge you of your stupidity.
Oh god.
Takes his hand down. He's... Ernst, come here and explain this to me. And Ernst makes his way over. Yes, father? This. It seems that the proprietors joined a cult and all went along. They're no longer here. These two road wardens, you said? They have the badges of office. Well, this road warden, sorry, not road wardens. He
Yeah.
gestures
Lanier's in
just...
the door.
Although
yeah,
I
Lanier-
did-
slightly open.
I
like,
did say like who was
Okay.
with me.
There's road wardens here, and they're fool.
I described him fine. They're just taking liberties with my description.
They're
The
judgmental
father,
religious sorts.
he straightens up and he's... May Almighty Sigmar curse all heretics and false prophets. This sort of crackpot nonsense is exactly what I was sent to this backwater flea pit to investigate. Boy,
We were sent to investigate.
make a note of the name. Crusade of the Child. We already have, sir. Good, write it down again. Come, initiate. We must take the hammer. Head inside. Don't stand there, come on. And the poor child is like, yes, father. carrying this poor bastard's thing. Had a very trying day. I expect your best room. Out of the way, fool. Taps you on the leg with the cane and makes his way towards the inn door.
All the rooms are upstairs.
You see him kind of stutter step for a second.
Oh, is there a problem?
I go with the strength of Sigma. He keeps walking.
You're like gets out of the way and
By the way, this
lets
is
the door
not
spill open.
as your.
He's already past you. He's actually moving rather quickly for his size. He's making use of his mobility, what he has.
So he's like a T-Rex.
T-Rex with those forward stilts.
Yes.
well, imagine if you did give a T-Rex those stilts.
Power.
Exactly. Sheer, unadulterated power. So, Linear kind of lets the door open, gestures up the stairs. Rooms are up there.
He looks you up and down.
This is the road warden I was talking about.
Yeah, peeking your head in through the door.
Yeah.
A short little bit.
Oh no, I was behind him.
Yeah.
I honor our allegiance as the Emperor Karl Franz has our full support of the court. Good day. Turns and makes his way up the fucking
Linear just
stairs.
turns out, sits back down on top of the bar table. She doesn't believe in chairs.
There's chairs.
No,
No,
not
she
sitting
doesn't.
on the chair.
Okay.
She's sitting on the table.
It takes a little bit for the... Johann is busy carrying the chest up the stairs as well.
Looking to Karu. What is that?
Make a religion check.
Well, I heard him say
Was
it
it
plain
not the
enough.
hammer?
Bring the hammer.
Was it the hammer?
The holy hammer.
Yeah.
It's in the chest. It's in the trunk.
It's the holy hammer
Okay,
of
so I
Antioch.
actually lose a point because I have negative intelligence. So 12 on religion.
That's enough to know that it's enough to know that certain stations of office are actually symbolized by great replicas of Galmaraz.
I have one too, but
So,
it's small and it's
yeah.
made from
Tin.
halfling.
One day I'll have a big one. So I look over, I'm like, well, you know Sigmar enough to know he carries a large hammer, and
I'd say he's compensating.
well, those who have higher office have.
Oh, so the more important you are, the bigger the hammer you wield.
That is accurate.
Is it functional? It's a weapon.
You could use it as a weapon, but mostly it's
Nah.
just decorative.
You'd have to be as big as an ogre to swing that thing.
It's
So he drags around a paperweight.
it's said to be blessed.
Blessed paperweight. Religion. Wow.
Yeah. Small grub. Again, 200 bits.
For the blessed paperweight.
No. Or I'd say he's compensating.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I've just got a little one, so.
Oh.
Well, you don't need that.
Exactly.
Listen, your hammer is functional and ready to
I
roll.
know.
Alright?
Ernst walks in with his with several bags under his arms and he
Linear
says,
kind of puts her staff back onto her.
"This is he sees the stairs and gestures up the stair. Thank you." He starts making his way up. Followed shortly behind by Klaus. Klaus is it's a
Hello.
pleasure to meet the road wardens. We appreciate everything you do for the keeping of the Empire safe. We appreciate your duty, especially in these trying times. I'm tired, I'm going to bed.
Good night.
It should be dark soon. If you wish, wake us up in... He looks outside. Wake us up in 6 hours and we will assist you with the night watch. If you would be so kind as to take the first one, we have been traveling very far. We have not had much rest since Middenheim. He's been driving us into the ground. Please let us sleep.
Okay.
Thank you. He starts taking his stuff upstairs.
Middenheim.
And the entourage has made their way upstairs. You are left alone in the tavern area once again.
I'm going to go out to the coach.
Oh, you're going to inspect the... Okay. Make a stealth check.
I think I should close the gate again.
Definitely. We don't need more people showing up.
Let's see. Let me just
I'm
see
gonna
what
go
does
out
it
You
and
have
close
advantage
the
on-
gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what these things were designed
Yes.
for.
Yeah. Closing the gate, because I don't know the next people are
takes you
coming.
a few minutes to get the gate closed by
Yeah.
yourself, but again, it's serviceable enough that you're able to lift it yourself,
Yeah.
being the brawny, badass
Yeah.
knight that you are.
Yep.
17
Okay.
on the reroll, on the advantage reroll.
Ooh, you've got a +9.
Yes.
Nick. Good thing I had advantage. You're able to find that this carriage is gorgeous. We're talking cushy velvet.
I want that ride.
We should sleep in there. What?
Right?
Velvet
Why
cushions.
aren't they sleeping in there?
You actually see that one side it only has a door on one side because the opposite side has a small bed.
Or Hele.
You know he'd probably only get a leg up there with how big he is, but a more moderate sized person could actually sleep across it. You see enamel twin-tailed comets all over it, and you notice that on the back, underneath where the trunk was, you see this enamel, large, emblazoned, twin-tailed.
It basically matches her.
Yeah.
Her amulet.
Mm-hmm. This is a very official.
I'm looking to see if there's any
place.
papers or anything in here.
Nothing that you can seem to find. You find crumbs and scraps of paper, really. Stuff scrawled out on it. Upon further investigation, you find that you can kind of read in between the squiggles. It's mostly letters to dignitaries that were changed, or he got halfway through and didn't like how it was written. Elector counts, even to the Emperor himself, and one to Volkmar the Grim. Most of them just covering what seemed to be mundane issues.
Nothing about two people
nothing
pretending
about
to be
you.
War Wards. Or...
Nope.
That's what, because if they were coming from
I know what you were
Middenheim,
looking
that's
for.
what I wanted to check
Like,
for.
nothing that stands out. Rather mundane bureaucracy style notes.
Okay.
Have you come back inside yet?
Yeah, once I close the gate.
You close the gates?
Yeah.
Are you... Okay, so
There's nothing in here. Good night.
the night shall begin. And who will take first watch?
I'll take first watch. I'll take watch from the carriage.
You're sleeping in the carriage.
And that is where we'll leave off for next time.
I
How?
shame.
Bring up
Shame.
chat.
You know what?
Talk to chat for a few moments while I use the restroom
It's
again.
it's your own fault if anything happens to you sleeping out there alone.
I'm not sleeping. I'm on watch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is our belief. I feel like you should have disadvantage on your roll at the start of next game for
Yeah.
what you noticed. Hold on, I'm pulling out chat.
Let's see.
No, I don't want to hear my own
I
voice.
don't
Chat
want to hear
only.
my
Ah.
own voice
Okay,
either.
cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Fine. Okay.
Yep.
Got it up. Oh, we're at 30. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're all
okay.
looking at our
All right.
phones right now on
Yeah.
this. Okay.
We're now finally. Okay, within. Hey, Ben.
I'm waiting for.
Hi, friend.
I'm waiting for the commercial for Runaways to end.
At least we possibly have an idea of who we can try and talk to maybe see if we can get someone on our side to help promote our non-cause cause, the anti-cause.
Well, what's weird is that they were told to investigate, but so were we. So how many groups are they telling to individually go and investigate this
Why does the
thing?
human paladin have pointy ears?
That's just her ears,
No,
guys.
those are my ears.
It's because of the wig.
Yeah.
If you, right. I
have
It might be.
fluffy
It might
ears.
just be simply the shadowing from the
Yeah.
wig.
Yeah, from the braids might be like making it look pointy.
Yeah, I noticed in past things the braids sit like in a straight line, so it cuts the top of the ear
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I don't have pointy ears.
Grub,
That would be
we're
cool,
we're
though.
actually kind of all sitting around a dinner table of sorts. This is our Game Anywhere table. We specifically got it.
Gen 1. We are expecting to get the.
We're
next
getting
one.
our new one. Yes.
I think it's gonna be like end up being birthday gifts
It's
for
a
us with the timing.
6'9" by
It's gonna
4
be so
foot
big.
8"
Well, it's modular.
modular
We'll shape it
table.
to our will.
We can make it
Oh,
whatever we
that
want.
I didn't know.
I'm so pumped for it.
Yeah.
That means we can make it into a V so that you could sit
Yes, exactly.
in the V.
That's cool.
I can sit. Essentially, it's going to be long enough that I'm going to be sitting pretty much where I'm sitting right now
Yeah.
for when the whole table's set up and you guys aren't going to be moved at all. Like, that's how long this table is going to
Yeah.
be.
Which, I mean, we'll figure out as we go. There's.
I ordered this a while ago.
We always kind of want to try and up our production value, but I realize we are in a small New York apartment, and we have to break it down. Tomorrow we actually have to tonight we're going to be breaking down all this and changing it up because tomorrow is Stellar
Age
sci-fi
tomorrow.
game, which means a completely different setup.
Yeah, no trees on their ship.
No trees in space.
Yeah.
Oh, did you share the picture on Twitter of the new screen setup
Oh, hold
for
on.
me?
Oh yeah.
I believe
I
you
did.
can
Go to our
catch,
The old dragon did.
You can find me on Twitter at Draconic Versus.
Actually, go ahead
I
and
already
check
retweeted
chat.
you. Yeah.
I
It's
have I'm posting it now.
I only put it up there very quickly, so it's hashtag Chaos Unending is the only hashtag.
Well, I just had Ankbot take care of where our social media is at actually for us already.
There's actually a few photos up on the official Twitter as well as our selfieception moment because that happened.
Yeah,
Let me see here. So
I wasn't going on under the devil's look.
that's fine.
fine,
Just
yeah.
I already posted it.
Oh, okay.
and-
But yeah, so we're gonna change it up tonight and to be something more suitable to Stellar Age's sci-fi theme. But as we go, if you guys ever have ideas on what you think might be cool, I'm usually all ears. I am all about aesthetics and like little things like this. I'm super proud
Yeah,
of.
our little potion.
Yeah, we have these little potion bottles that Cassandra was able to figure out. It's we put the number of D4s that you would roll for the
And then,
type of potion it is
and
in
then when
it,
you use it,
and you pop it. You just open it, roll it out, count what you rolled.
You
It's
just
actually pretty
wasted
cool.
it now.
Oh my god, it's just on the
Just
floor. Who
pouring
would
it
do
all
that?
over the place. You wasteful.
Wasteful, just wasteful.
6,
I hope you needed that, Saltspire.
12. What, +4, right?
Oh man.
12 plus 4 is 16.
It was in the service of the greater good. Ah.
I was trying to avoid that, Master Allen.
So
All ears, says the elf. I was avoiding that.
yes. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern
Daylight
time. Hopefully the bill passes and that'll be gone.
Oh god.
When is
please.
that happening?
I think it's Marco Rubio actually just put it into the.
No, that's for Florida
that's
only.
for Florida only. No,
yeah.
there's another one in the General Assembly.
Okay.
I hope
No,
it
Florida.
passes.
Florida is trying to pass it so that they have it removed. Period
Okay,
for
but
them.
if it's gonna be removed, I'd rather it be removed
Everywhere.
across the board because
Yeah.
otherwise it's gonna get
confusion.
really confusing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting it's a topic of discussion right now.
Yes.
Because I
that would
think-
be great.
Because
Anyway,
I think already Ohio doesn't.
yeah, there's
do
a
it.
few that don't.
Really?
But
I didn't
anyway,
know that.
so tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we will be running Stellar Age, our sci-fi extravaganza.
If you missed last month's episode, we keep the collections up to date with a playlist of bits.
Small Grub again. Thank you, Small Grub, so much. There's another 200 bits.
Yeah.
You're fantastic.
Oh,
But yes, if you haven't caught up on Stellar Age, I suggest you go into the collections, go watch the collection of Stellar Age, catch up, because it's gonna get interesting tomorrow. A slight note: about the game. Looks like one of our crew members isn't going to be able to make it. So we have a stand-in. That will be a surprise for tomorrow. If you've been paying attention to our social media accounts, you totally know what's going to go down.
Actually, I have to try. Yeah, okay. I gotta do that later. I just realized there's another thing I had to do. Oh, my life.
And the 30th.
Oh, our giveaway.
Yes.
Yes, that's the other big thing. On the 30th, because of the awesomeness of all of our bit donators out there, special tip of the hat to you, Small Grub, for making that explode in a day.
That was exciting.
Last week. We are going to be doing a wonderful giveaway on the 30th. That is during our next, two sessions from now.
I thought the flyer said 20-something.
No,
No,
30th.
it's 30th.
Okay.
It's the
I checked.
30th.
It's a Friday.
We'll be
So-
doing our giveaway. So make sure you are a follower of the channel. You are in the chat on the 30th. And be there the whole time. You're going to want to get there as soon as possible.
We are doing multiple giveaways, and we're not saying exactly at what
We're
time.
doing multiple giveaways.
so-
Dice might be on the list of things to give away.
We have official
Shirts, t-shirts,
Obviously, those
stickers.
t-shirts will be custom to your size, so we have everything from small to 3XL.
We're basically looking at what we have to budget to create the bundles with. There are going to be multiple bundles that we are going to be giving away.
Signed prints from either the crew of Stellar Age or us here at Chaos.
Yep,
Unending.
that's some stuff that we can do too. Get you some posters that we're gonna see about having people sign and make sure that you guys have.
Perhaps some vintage
Clevgo, everyone
trading card
needs more
sets
dice.
might be added as well.
Ooh.
Trading card sets. What?
Vintage trading card sets might be added as well.
Well, that's 2 weeks from now. Maybe
found some
I might
things.
have something.
Oh, I have.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm talking about.
I have boxes.
Okay.
I have
Oh.
plans.
We'll see what we can put together. We'll see
He
what we
has
can put
plans
together.
as well.
It's 2
Oh.
weeks from now. Maybe I
Maybe.
could make the thing you know I want to make.
Ooh, all right.
And if people have been watching social media, they might also know.
Already know what's being done.
Yeah.
So
We're
make
working
sure
on it, man.
make sure you follow us on Twitter to get up to date, up to the minute, up to the second notifications about what we're doing here on the channel. Also,
Fantastic.
general tomfoolery and Amazon style reviews of monsters from the dungeons,
Did
from the
everyone
monster
see
manual.
That was friggin' adorable.
What?
So go ahead, follow us there. Make sure you're on board. We'll make sure that everybody is up to speed on our bundles we have giving away. The 30th, we might be teasing what's actually in a few of the bundles. We already know a good portion of what's in the grand prize bundle, so we might be also telling people that as well. Mm-hmm.
I don't even know.
Yeah, we've been keeping it close to the chest on that one. So, I can't think of anything else that we're currently going over here.
Our sponsor.
Yes, sponsor Tabletop Loot. If you
We're
want any dice that you're
wanna
looking
wait
for,
till the giveaway.
if you don't want to wait to the giveaway and you need dice now, Clevgo, looking at you.
Who doesn't need
Exactly.
dice
Go
now?
go over in that direction there.
They have 2 new releases.
Am I
They
pointing
have,
the right
You
way?
point down.
Down, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Point down. No, Cassandra points down.
Yeah. You point towards
Am
me
I
and down.
pointing
yeah,
the right
you're-
way?
Yeah.
Diagonally down.
Just point to my vagina, guys.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow.
I got
There
you.
Cool.
No,
Listen,
don't.
It worked.
I have my tiny hammer. Remember?
Go over to tabletoploot.com. Use the coupon code LootFriend. Go on once you get it in the mail. Let us know on Twitter what you got with your 10% off dice coupon. So,
Are we doing another craft? Are we doing a craft night this Tuesday?
We actually might be doing craft night this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have it in the cards to do craft night this week.
As long as I'm not dead, I will be here.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
We could also do craft night a little bit later. too.
I have to find out. I might be building different minis other than what I've been building so far. I got to try and see if I can complete that set. Those minis need to get finished.
I have
the silver tower.
Sushi craft.
I have
Yup.
I have an idea for a craft to do as well. We'll see if we can possibly make a trek to obtain components.
That's right. We're gonna do sushi as well. You're gonna give me your order
We'll
before you
barbecue
show up.
Sushi.
Oh my god.
I'll
You
pass.
show up Tuesday.
Yeah, if you show
yeah.
up Tuesday, you get sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi
Hey, you and
craft
I will
night.
be sitting there eating like Cheez-Its and cereal
Oh
like
my God.
4-year-olds. Like, ew,
No, I forbid. I haven't had sushi in so long.
All right, folks. From myself, Conry, and
Still waiting for the
I
gumbo.
have had-
Yeah, one night we're gonna make gumbo. Like, we have to.
We'll make gumbo one night.
Yeah.
I have been the Conry. With me has been.
Sandra.
Ryuka?
Ye old dragon.
We have been Devil's Luck Gaming. Thank you for hanging out with us for this episode of Chaos Unending. Make sure you tune in next week for our next episode, A Night at the Reaper's Bounty. And make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 7 p.m.
Eastern Daylight Time.
Eastern Daylight Time
For
for
Stellar Age.
Stellar Age. I'm doing it right now. Shut the fuck up. For Stellar Age.
Stellar Age. Stellar Age. Stellar Age. I'm giving you effect.
I'm trying to sign out.
He's gonna beat you.
Thanks,
take that.
everybody, for hanging out with us. We will talk to you next time. And until then, remember to stay evil.